The train started to move slowly. The family members at the train station were nowhere to be seen. Soon, the towering city walls of Seven-Star City appeared in front of Lu, along with the cultivated farmland and the busy backs of the farmers. This trip was for the company and there was a public expense reimbursement. Seven-Star City bought luxurious soft sleeper tickets for the four of them. Under the guidance of the crew, the four of them quickly found the number 3 carriage. There were 10 single rooms in the number 3 carriage, and there were 2 toilets where they could wash up. Each of them had a small single room. In the single room was a big bed, a desk, a chair, and a desk lamp that used a crystal core. If they wanted to use the desk lamp, they had to put the beast crystal core in themselves. Lu entered his room. He had just placed his heart on the bed when he heard voices outside. "Sang-kun, are you in charge of leading the team again today?" "Yes, that's great. We can go to Skylight City and have a good drink." "It's fine. Which one of you, Lu, is here?" When Lu heard someone mention his name, his ears perked up slightly. "He is the first place winner of our 7-Star City. If I remember correctly, Lu is only 16 years old." "Right." When Lu heard this, he climbed onto his bed. There was nothing he could do. He was too outstanding. Wherever he went, people would ask about him. Actually, Lu also wanted to keep a low profile. The 1,000-legged space centipede train was not very stable, it was a little bumpy. After all, it was not traveling on the tracks, but running in the wilderness. It would also change the route according to the actual situation. However, Lu did not care. Riding on the Stormhawk was much more bumpy than this. Not long after, Lu's door was knocked. "What's the matter, Captain?" "The participating team of Iron Fist City is also in this carriage. Let's go and greet them and get to know each other." If there were no accidents, they would need at least a month's time to go to Skylight City. The two sides would have to stay together for a month, so getting to know each other was also good. Soon, Lu saw the participating team of Iron Fist City. Just like the team configuration of 7-Star City, they thought that the middle-aged gold-grade beast tamer would bring 3 to 5 participants. The middle-aged beast tamer was called Kula. He was tall and thin, but his back was straight, like a javelin. His words were also sonorous and powerful. There were 3 beast tamers from Iron Fist City, 2 men and 1 woman. They were Sylvia, Bolasi, and Vania. All of them were silver low-grade beast tamers. After the 2 parties introduced each other, Lu found that the 2 men and 1 woman opposite him were looking at him curiously. Sang-kun smiled and said, "I'll go and have a good chat with Kula. You 6, make yourselves at home." Sang-kun very irresponsibly threw Lu and the others aside. After Sang-kun and Kula entered the room, Iron Fist City's only female beast tamer, Vania, said, "Lu, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard of your great name in Iron Fist City." "It's a pleasure to meet you too." Grandit and the others looked at Lu with some envy. He found that Lu was very popular everywhere. Vania was the only girl among the 6 of them. Her looks and figure were above average. Grandit felt a little sour in his heart. Isn't he just a little stronger and a little more handsome? The few of them chatted for a while, and Lu left. Lying on the bed, Lu felt a little stifled. A month's time was a little too long. He got to work and found a thick copy of the Tips for Survival in the Wild in his heart. This was the book that he had prepared earlier. If one wanted to travel in the wilderness, one had to grasp a wealth of survival knowledge. He placed a bronze crystal core into the groove of the table lamp and the gentle white light lit up. Lu started to read carefully under the light. Half a day later, the centipede train stopped again. Lu looked out of the window and arrived at Baiyun City Station. After waiting for more than an hour, the centipede train was triggered again and drove into the slow darkness. 17 days later, the centipede train slowly stopped at Clearwind City. The sun was shining brightly outside the window. Lu stretched lazily. He felt that his whole body was going to rust. Grandit asked, "Lu, do you want to go out for a walk?" "Okay." Every time they reached a city, they would stop for an hour and a half. The passengers on the train could get off and walk around as long as they returned before the centipede train started. Lu was about to follow Grandit out of the train door when he suddenly heard the ear-piercing horn sound from within the centipede train. "Warning! Warning! All passengers are not allowed to get out of the train." The door that had just been opened slowly closed again. However, something that Lu had never expected had happened. Just as the warning was loudly warning Lu not to get out of the train, Grandit, Sylvia, and Bolasi from Iron Fist City jumped out of the train before the door was completely closed. "Grandit!" Lu shouted, but Grandit did not respond to him at all. The centipede train door was completely closed. Lu looked through the window and saw people coming and going on the platform. Grandit, Sylvia, and Bolasi, the three of them, wanted to go crazy and run into the city. Behind Grandit, Sylvia, and Bolasi, there were other passengers. They ran into the platform of Clear Wind City together and disappeared. At this moment, Vania from Iron Fist City ran out of the room with her hands on the window without saying a word. Her upper body leaned out as if she was going to jump out of the window. Lu was prepared this time. He pulled Vania down from the window. Vania struggled and wanted to stand up, but he was held back by Lu. The window of the centipede train was slowly closing. Sang-kun and Kula also heard the alarm and ran out. Kula asked, "What's wrong?" Sang-kun looked out of the window, squinted his eyes, and said, "It seems a little strange, but I can't tell exactly what's strange." At this moment, Mirandi also pushed the door open and walked out. His eyes were confused, and he quickly rushed to the slowly closing window, but was directly pulled back by Sang-kun. The loudspeaker in the carriage was still desperately sounding the emergency alarm. "Alarm! Alarm! Alarm! An accident has occurred in Clear Wind City. All passengers are not allowed to get out of the carriage. Passengers who are awake, please stop the people around you from getting out of the carriage. If necessary, you can forcefully knock them out." When Lu heard that, he gave the back of Vania's head a tight slap. Vania stopped. Seeing Lu's action, Sang-kun also knocked out Mirandi with one slap. Where are the others? At this time, the two gold-grade beast tamers realized that something was wrong. Lu said, "They all ran out." Sang-kun looked at the scene outside through the window that was about to close and cursed, "Damn it. Captain, what's going on? Mind control. It's mind control. It must be mind control." Sang-kun gritted his teeth and said, "What expression did Mirandi have just now? It's definitely not wrong." Mind control? Lu sucked in a breath of cold air. Spirit-type fierce beasts were very rare. Sang-kun also had a spirit-type divine pet, and his strength didn't seem weak. A spirit-type beast like this, who could control a silver-grade beastmaster without anyone noticing. It was too terrifying. Kula asked, "Then how are you, Lu? Okay? Either he has a powerful spirit-type pet on him, or he's gold-grade." "I'm indeed gold-grade. I haven't had the chance to tell you guys yet." Lu didn't deny Sang-kun's guess, but asked, "Captain, is that enemy powerful?" "When it used its mind control, I couldn't sense anything wrong at all. Its mind power is far above mine. It is very likely to be a platinum-grade fierce beast." "Then why aren't we being controlled? Maybe its main target isn't us." Sang-kun looked at the closed window and frowned. "This is a bit troublesome. The three of them should be controlled and have run out. It seems that they had to go out for a while." At this moment, another message came from the loudspeaker on the centipede train. "Hello, everyone. I am the conductor of the 1056th Good Centipede Train, Platinum-grade Beast Tamer Gaddon. I am issuing a temporary call for all gold-grade beast tamers in the train to gather in carriage number 1. The announcement continued for 3 times. Sang-kun and Kula did not hesitate and walked directly to carriage number 1. Lu thought for a moment and followed them. The conductor of the centipede train was usually a colonel-level officer. He had the right to summon all the beast tamers on the train to fight when the passengers or the train was in danger. Because they lived in the third carriage, Sang-kun, Kula, and Lu were almost the first to arrive. Soon, 10 minutes later, 17 gold-grade beastmasters had gathered in the first carriage. Along with the guard of the 1056 centipede train, a total of 27 gold-grade beastmasters had arrived. Along with the platinum-grade beastmaster, Gaddon, who was the conductor of the train, they had already gathered the high-end power of almost a base city. What on earth is going on? I don't know either. I just saw them frantically running out, and I didn't have time to stop them. It should be mind control. My wife was at the door at that time, and was directly sent out. When will the centipede train open? Not long after, a burly middle-aged beast tamer walked out. He was wearing a tight white uniform. As soon as he entered, everyone quieted down. "Hello, everyone. I'm Gaddon." Gaddon used his hand to stop a gold-grade beast tamer who wanted to speak. "I'll make a long story short. There's a problem in the entire Clear Wind City. I've sent a signal to the army of Clear Wind City, but the army of Clear Wind City hasn't responded yet. The faces of everyone present turned solemn. Everyone had a bad guess in their hearts. You might not be able to see it, but I can see it very clearly, Gadon said with a serious expression. The psychedelic butterflies from the stone monument of Clear Wind City have invaded. Among this group of psychedelic butterflies, there might be a platinum-grade rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly that is proficient in spirit and illusion. Hearing this, even Lu's face turned ugly. Spirit type, illusion type skills were activated silently, making it impossible to guard against. Not to mention, it was a platinum-grade fierce beast. However, the only good news is that the strongest platinum-grade psychedelic butterfly might not have noticed us. Gadon explained, if it had noticed you, perhaps you wouldn't be standing here. If the enemy was really a platinum-grade psychedelic butterfly, these gold-grade beast tamers would probably die in a daze. A beast tamer said with an ugly expression, "What does the conductor mean by asking us to gather here? Could it be that you want us to deal with that platinum-grade psychedelic butterfly? I hope you guys can cooperate with me in the battle. I have to go and see if I can rescue Clear Wind City. I still need to bring those passengers back. This is my duty. Conductor, can you take care of that platinum-grade psychedelic butterfly? I have a spirit-type pet, so I have some confidence. There are 2 gold-grade rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies outside. I can kill them. The rest of the psychedelic butterflies won't affect you much." Gadon continued to explain, "Then I will go and deal with the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies. You just need to help me save the people. The psychedelic butterfly likes to suck people's brains the most. I'm afraid that if I don't go out, those people will die." Sang-kun and Kula stood out, and the other gold-grade beast tamers also stood out one after another. Including Lu, they could not back down from the temporary recruitment. If they backed down now, the Illumination Empire would find trouble with them in the future. After all, they were beast tamers. Protecting the country, saving the people, and protecting the city were their natural duties unless they were willing to stay in the wilderness for the rest of their lives and not enter the city. The window of carriage number 1 was open. Looking out from the window, one could still see many passengers standing on the edge of the platform, waiting for the arrival of the centipede train. However, the centipede train had arrived a long time ago, which was very abnormal. Lu took a sniff, and his face didn't look too good. He smelled many humans. 7 different people. The smell of inferior perfume, the strong smell of tobacco, and the spicy taste of various snacks. Lu's berserk bear that never left his body. The berserk bear had recently obtained a rare level of talent for sensitive smell, and its sense of smell had been greatly enhanced. In other words, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies that Gadon mentioned could deceive people's vision, including their sense of smell. Ding! Mission issued. Save the passengers who will be taken away by the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies. Mission success reward. Rare spirit resistance talent. Can be picked up by designated divine pets. The system once again released the mission, and Lu was somewhat looking forward to it. Spirit resistance talent, he really needed it. He was a little sullen after being bewitched by illusions. Then get ready. I'm going to make my move, okay. Spiritual impact. Gadon's eyes instantly turned silver white. Lu could feel a gentle breeze blowing past him. He could not see anything missing. Soon, the entire world changed. Outside the window, the sun was no longer shining brightly. Instead, it was shrouded in dark clouds. On the platform outside, the passengers waiting for the arrival of the train with their families were gone. The noisy footsteps, noise, and shouting had disappeared. In their place were scattered human corpses and scattered flying white butterflies. The faces of all the beast tamers darkened. The bodies of those white butterflies were as long as a person. Their bodies were covered with white fur, only revealing their heads, tentacles, curled mouthparts, and those big black eyes. They also had a pair of huge milky white wings. They were scattered everywhere. Some were lying on the roof, some were lying on corpses, and some were lying on telephone poles. There were 2 huge butterflies with colorful wings. They looked extremely beautiful. They were lying on the ground and were already dead. They should have been killed by Gadon. Lu had read about this white butterfly beast in a book. It was called the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. It was a colorful and beautiful butterfly. It was a noble among the psychedelic butterflies. The growth potential of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was usually platinum grade. Name: rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, dead. Talent: 1. 5 senses illusion, normal. 2. Spirit control, normal. Growth potential: platinum high grade, strength level, gold high grade. Attributes: spirit, illusion, poison. Skills: 1. 5 senses illusion, 2. Spirit control, 3. Spirit impact, 4. Hypnosis, 5. Dreamy dust, 6. Spirit sense, 7. Spirit resonance. Gaddon took out a handful of white scales. He had his subordinates distribute them to every gold-grade beast master. This is the scale that my pet pushed down when it was promoted to platinum grade. It can effectively block gold-grade close-range attacks and illusions 2 to 3 times. Everyone, please take it with you. The gold-grade beast masters who had received the silver-white scales solemnly put the scales away. They were all slightly relieved. After all, they did not have any spirit-type divine pets on them. Against powerful spirit-type exotic beasts, they were a little passive. The upper limit of the psychedelic butterfly's bloodline is only silver grade. Rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies are extremely rare. Even if you encounter them, these scales can help you resist for a while and buy you some time to escape. If the scales break, it means that you have experienced it. I won't hold you accountable. Gaddon then ordered his subordinates, leave 5 of you behind to protect the passengers on the train. The rest of you go and rescue the passengers immediately. I'll go and find the leader of the psychedelic butterflies. Even if I can't kill it, I can buy you time. If ordinary psychedelic butterflies swarm in large groups, it's best for you to avoid them. They can use illusions and spirit attacks reasonably. Understood? All right, let's go. The door of the centipede train opened and Gaddon took the lead to rush out. All the psychedelic butterflies fell to the ground and lost their breath. Lou got off the train and sniffed the 7 people in the air. His sense of smell returned to normal. Lou hurriedly called his companions and said, "Follow me. Those who get off the train, go this way." Sang-kun asked, "Sense of smell?" "Yes." "All right, let's go." Seeing that someone was leading the way, the other gold-grade beast tamers all followed Lou. One by one, the divine beasts were released, killing all the psychedelic butterflies along the way. Lou also released the Stormhawk, letting it fly high into the sky and follow him closely. Illusions and spiritual attacks also had a distance. As long as they flew far enough and high enough, and were not within the attack range, they could guarantee safety. They stepped onto the steps and entered the station. The station was in a mess. There were dead bodies everywhere, emitting a pungent corpse stench. This smell made Lou want to vomit. His sense of smell was too sensitive. These people were dressed exactly the same, their faces twisted. Lou looked at the corpses. There was a hole above each corpse's head. Their brains had been sucked dry by the psychedelic butterflies. This way, amidst the pungent smell of corpses, Lou managed to find the smell of Grandit and the others. When they walked out of the station, there were still some psychedelic butterflies on the streets and alleys. They were still lying on the buildings, looking at them quietly with a pair of big and shiny eyes. Lou continued to move forward, but he had just taken a few steps when he looked at the Stormhawk in the sky and stopped. When Lou did that, the more than 20 gold-grade beast tamers behind him also stopped. "Why aren't we leaving? Isn't it this way?" Among the more than 20 beast tamers, Lou wasn't the only one who had the ability to sense smells. It was just that Lou was the first to walk at the front, and everyone tacitly acknowledged him as the leader. "That's not right." Lou shook his head and raised his hand to stop them. "Don't move for the time being. Look at those scales." The group immediately took out the scales. There are cracks on the scales. "Mine too." There are rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies nearby. Dozens of gold-grade pets surrounded everyone. A gold-grader beast master asked in a low voice, "How did you know?" Lou pointed to the sky. "My pet told me." Both the pet and the beast master could sense each other telepathically and could communicate telepathically. As the strength of beast tamers increased, their physical fitness and mental strength would also increase. The distance they could communicate with their divine pets telepathically would also increase correspondingly. "My divine pets are also in the sky. How come I didn't find them?" "My divine pets are also in the sky. My divine pets didn't find anything strange either?" Lu glanced at the more than 10 flying-type divine pets hovering in the sky. He said helplessly, "Your divine pets are flying too low. They are affected. They don't have any scales on their bodies that can resist spiritual attacks. What they are seeing now is what the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly is letting them see." "Then where is your flying-type divine pet?" "Above the clouds." All the gold-grade beast tamers raised their heads. They could vaguely see a vague black shadow in the dark clouds under the gloomy sky. They could clearly see the ground even though they were flying at such a high altitude. Some beast masters said enviously, "Its eyesight is really good." The Stormhawk had a peerless vision talent, so of course its eyesight was very good. "Where are those damn psychedelic butterflies?" Sang-kun asked a question that everyone wanted to know. "Since we are not affected by the illusion, why don't we see them?" There were indeed scattered psychedelic butterflies around, but there weren't many of them. They all had silver scales on their bodies, and each of them was a gold-grade beast master. Logically speaking, it was impossible for them to be affected by the spell. Behind that building, there are 3 gold-grade rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies, and a dense number of low-rank psychedelic butterflies. Lu pointed at a tall building that had more than 10 floors not far away and spoke. "How sinister. Push it to that building." More than 20 beast tamers moved together, and dozens of gold-grade beast tamers moved together. With a rumble, the entire building collapsed. Countless white butterflies flew out from the ruins of the building, and among them were 3 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies. Kill. Everyone used their own methods. Countless wind blades, flames, and ice blades attacked the group of psychedelic butterflies. The strongest among the psychedelic butterflies was only silver-grade. They were no match for these gold-grade pets. Facing these swift and violent attacks, they had no ability to resist at all. Like rain, they fell to the ground one after another. Although the psychedelic butterflies had unpredictable spirit-type skills and illusions, the enemies they faced were even stronger. With the silver scales, their illusions and close-range attacks had no effect on these gold-grade beast masters. Soon, the 3 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies saw that the situation was not right and immediately flapped their wings, flying far away. Someone shouted loudly, "Don't let those rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies run away." There was a limit to the number of times the silver scales could be used. If those 3 gold-grade rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies were allowed to wear them and they continued to use illusions in the dark, the more than 20 gold-grade beast tamers would not be able to hold on for long. In the sky, more than a dozen divine pets immediately charged at the 3 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies. However, something that surprised all the gold-grade beast tamers happened. The attacks of more than a dozen divine pets missed their target, and it was a very ridiculous miss. The gold-level golden saber eagle actually used its sharp claws to scratch the wall. Lu said loudly, "Your flying-type divine pets have been affected by the illusion spell. Use the military operational terminology and report your position." In this world, most of the beast tamers had gone through military training. Even mercenaries and individual adventurers were not unfamiliar with this operational terminology. Some of the gold-grade divine pets with high intelligence could learn this set of military terms. The gold-grade beast tamer who had the fastest reaction ordered, "Golden saber eagle, rise 10 meters. The enemy is on your right. 3 o'clock, kill them." The golden saber eagle received the order and immediately carried it out. One of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies had its wings torn off by the golden saber eagle. These rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies were powerful in terms of spiritual attacks and illusions. In the face of real close combat, they were much weaker. And the golden saber eagle was a flying-type divine pet that was very good at close combat. The other beast tamers followed suit and used military terms, only knowing how to fight with divine pets. Some beast tamers' flying-type divine pets might not know this set of terms, but it was not a big problem. As long as they understood the direction of the front, back, left, and right, it would be fine. Under Lu's reminder, the 3 gold-grade rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies were all killed. 3 flying-type pets were hit by the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies' spiritual attacks, but they were only unconscious. It did not have much effect on their overall combat strength. Spirit-type fierce beasts are really disgusting. It seems that when I get to platinum, I must get one, a spirit-type pet. Someone also looked at Lu. "Kid, you're very powerful. If it weren't for you today, we wouldn't have been able to walk much, we would have to retreat. Lu said humbly, it's okay, this is what I should do. I still don't know your name, little brother, 7-star city, Lu. I'll remember your name. My name is Wu Muho. If you go to Blazing Fire City, you can look for me. I'll treat you to a drink. My name is Turing. I'm from Leaf City. When you get to Leaf City, you can look for me. Lu said calmly, let's hurry up and find them. Once we find them, we'll retreat back to the centipede train. Okay. Let's go. Sang-kun followed behind Lu with a gratified expression on his face. Kula whispered in Sang-kun's ear, your 7-star city has really produced a genius. Lu's brain is good, and he's strong. He can still keep a clear mind in battle. He's a natural leader. He still needs experience, Sang-kun said so, but the smile on his face could not be concealed. Lu was the genius of their 7-star city, the home that he valued the most. Sang-kun was already in his 40s, and he had long lost the desire to be competitive. When he saw that his juniors were successful, he was even more happy. After killing 3 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies, they all followed behind Lu. What was there to be anxious about? After passing through a street and killing 2 more rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies, they finally stopped at the entrance of a parking lot below. The parking lot below was pitch black, like the mouth of a monster that was about to devour everyone. The 2 emergency response lights were emitting green light. Lu pointed at the parking lot below and said, they're inside. Let me do it. Wu Muho from Blazing Fire City stood out. A ball of orange-red flame appeared in front of Lu. Name: Flame Spirit. Talent: 1. Fierce Fire, Normal. 2. High Temperature, Normal. Growth Potential: King Middle Grade, Strength Level, Gold High Grade. Attributes: Elemental, Fire. Skills: 1. Fireball, 2. Tongue of Fire, 3. Rocket, 4. Wall of Fire, 5. Flame Eruption, 6. Sea of Fire, 7. Flame Explosion. Lu rarely saw an elemental divine pet with growth potential of King Middle Grade. As soon as the Flame Spirit appeared, it completely lit up the dark parking lot below. Let's go in. This time, Wu Muho walked in front with the Flame Spirit. The other gold-grade beast tamers also took out their own divine beasts that could emit light. Lu also saw a rare light-type light cloud beast. It was a little like a cloud, and one was floating in control. Its entire body was emitting a soft white light. When the white light shone on a person's body, it felt warm and comfortable. After entering the parking lot, the Stormhawk in the clouds could not see through it. We understand. Most of the gold-grade beast tamers were experienced warriors who had been through hundreds of battles. As they went downhill, the smell of corpses became stronger and stronger. Lu wanted to cover his nose. When they arrived at the underground parking lot, they could only see a few black iron-grade psychedelic butterflies. The rest were mostly yellow and white chrysalis. On each chrysalis, there was a human being that was stuck to the white fur. Those human limbs were stuck to the chrysalis, as if they were holding the chrysalis tightly. Some of the chrysalides was only empty shells, and there was a corpse stuck to the empty shells. There was a small hole on the head of the corpse, and it was a miserable and twisted death. Lu glanced at the hundreds of pupae in front of them. They were all the pupae of psychedelic butterflies and rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies. Poochie. A cocoon was broken open, and a young psychedelic butterflies flew out from the cocoon. It slowly spread its wings and stretched out its curled mouthpart. A wind blade blew past, and the head of the psychedelic butterflies that had just broken out of the cocoon was cut off. Without the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies, they are easy to deal with. Lu added, we need to be on guard, just in case. In a place like this, one could not be too careful. Those humans that were stuck to the silkworm chrysalis were still alive, and almost all of them had just fainted. The beast tamers quickly rescued them. Because they discovered it in time, the centipede train automatically closed. There were only about 70 or so people who had come down from the train. Grandit, Sylvia, and Bolasi were also quickly found. Other than that, more than 200 new survivors from Clearwind City were also rescued. Most of them were able to move freely after being rescued. Only a small number of them had been trapped for too long and did not eat, resulting in their limbs becoming weak. After rescuing the survivors, the mission that Conductor Gaddon had given them was considered completed. Some of them saw so many chrysalides and couldn't help but grab one or two of them. They couldn't tell the difference between a psychedelic butterfly and a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. They just felt that it would be a loss if they didn't bring anything back after coming here. If they came across a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly chrysalis, they would be rich. What about Lu? Of course, he wouldn't miss this opportunity. He was already a gold-grade beast master, and the system had also issued the mission to sign the fourth pet as usual. However, until now, his fourth pet had not been found. This experience made him understand the strength and importance of spirit-type pets. Now that he had coincidentally come to the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies, how could Lu return empty-handed in this treasure mountain? Moreover, the strength of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was still quite formidable. Signing one could just make up for Lu's shortcoming in the spirit department. Lu looked at the choices of the other beast masters that picked the psychedelic butterfly chrysalis. Of course, Lu couldn't go and remind them. He seriously glanced at the thousands of butterfly pupae in the parking lot below, and finally picked one to put into his space bag. These four were all rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly with platinum-grade growth potential. These rare spirit-type fierce beasts with platinum-grade growth potential could be sold for money or given away. The more the merrier. Holding an egg of a psychedelic butterfly, Sang-kun looked at Lu enviously. It's so convenient to have a space bag. Captain, do you need me to help you pack it? If he squeezed it, he could barely fit another chrysalis. Sang-kun waved his hand and refused. No need, no need. I'll just put it in my own space. If you have a space bag, you can decorate it more. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll be rich. Luke casually packed the chrysalis of an ordinary psychedelic butterfly. All the chrysalis of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies in the parking lot below had been selected by him. Seeing that all the beast tamers had selected the chrysalis, Lu said, "Kill all these chrysalides." Okay. More than 20 gold-grade beast masters attacked at the same time, and those chrysalides that could not resist were quickly killed. Lu also killed a few, but when he found that these chrysalides were only black iron grade, he did not work so hard. After destroying all the chrysalis, the group slowly pushed out of the underground parking lot and returned in the same way. Nothing unexpected happened during their retreat. Lu and his group were too powerful. As long as the ordinary psychedelic butterflies were not large-scale, they would not be able to cause any obstruction to them. After they got on the train, they realized that the train conductor, Gadon, had not returned yet. It had already been more than 20 minutes. The passengers on the centipede train had already woken up. Under the command of the train guards, the train attendants began to rescue the starving survivors of Clear Wind City. At this moment, Lu received a system notification. Ding! Congratulations to host for successfully rescuing the passengers. Reward: rare grade talent, spirit resistance. Please confirm which divine pet you want to transfer the spiritual resistance talent to. Without thinking much, Lu said directly, Berserk Bear. The Berserk Bear never left his side. If Berserk Bear had spirit resistance, it meant that he had spirit resistance. Ding! Your divine pet, Berserk Bear, has acquired a rare grade spirit resistance talent. Ding! Your pet has acquired a new talent, and its growth potential has been increased from low-grade Emperor to mid-grade Emperor. On the train, everyone was anxiously waiting for the conductor. After another long half an hour, Gadon finally appeared. His face was pale. The moment he entered the centipede train, he vomited a mouthful of blood. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with a tissue and asked, "Has everyone returned?" "Yes, they have. We even saved more than 200 survivors." "Then we'll leave immediately." The thousand-legged centipede began to run faster and faster. "Conductor, what's the situation in Clear Wind City?" A female attendant brought a glass of water to Gadon. Gadon drank it in one gulp and breathed a sigh of relief. "Everyone's dead. I saw 2 already dead platinum-grade pets. Clear Wind City is most likely fallen. There are psychedelic butterflies everywhere in the city. In the inner city, I directly bumped into 3 platinum-grade rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies. I almost didn't make it back. This matter ends here. There's no need for you to care anymore. I'll report it to the Southwest Military Region and ask them to send a special task force to deal with it." After Gadon finished speaking, a burst of crying came from the carriage. On the centipede train, there was a portion of people who wanted to get off at Clear Wind City. There was also a portion of people who were locals of Clear Wind City. Gaddon was also an experienced general. In the early years, he was still unconvinced. Later on, he became the conductor of the 1058 Centipede train. He traveled all over the world and had seen all kinds of storms and waves. After so many years, he had long seen life and death. He glanced at more than 20 gold-grade beast tamers and asked, "Did you suffer any casualties?" "No casualties. It's all thanks to the scales given to us by the conductor." "That's good. You guys go back and rest first." Gaddon forced a smile. "I'll have to trouble you this time. This time, all your expenses on the train will be free of charge." "Thank you, conductor." Lu, Sang-kun, and Kura brought Sylvia, Bolasi, and Grandad, who had just returned, back to the third carriage. As soon as they entered the carriage, Vania and Mirandi came up to them. "Captain Sang-kun, you're back. Captain Kula, what exactly happened?" After they woke up, they were completely confused and had no idea what had happened. The bitter and spicy simple family incident was told to the two of them. Vania rubbed the back of her head, pouted, and complained in a low voice, "Lu, can't you be a little gentler?" Lu smiled and said, "I'm afraid that if I hit you lightly, I won't be able to knock you out. I still need to hit you a few more times. Don't you feel uncomfortable?" Vania had no temper at all. Of course, she knew that Lu was trying to save her. If it wasn't for Lu, she might have met with some danger if she had gone out like Grandad and the others. Just thinking about it made Vania feel a lingering fear. It was already very rare for Grandad and the others to come back alive. Everyone's faces were extremely pale, carrying the expression of someone who had survived a disaster. It was this answer that made her somewhat dissatisfied. Sang-kun said, "All right, everyone is back. Everyone should rest well." Lu returned to his room and immediately locked the door. He took out all 4 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies in the space. 4 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly eggs, growth potential platinum. But their talents were also quite different. Lu quickly picked the best one. Name: rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, chrysalis. Talent: 1. 5 senses illusion, rare. 2. Spirit resistance, normal. Growth potential: platinum grade. Attributes: flight, spirit, poison. He carefully put away the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly and did not sign the contract immediately. On the centipede train, divine pets were not allowed to be released. Lu decided to bear with it. He picked up the book and continued to study the survival knowledge in the wild. Along the way, there were no more waves. It was just that the next city after Clear Wind City on the centipede train had a slightly longer stop time of 2 hours. A few gold-grade beast tamers that Lu knew also came over and interacted with him. However, everyone only had a simple talk to get to know each other. After more than 10 days of journey, the horn of the centipede train sounded. It was said that the train would arrive at Skylight City in more than 20 minutes. Lu looked out of the window and saw a huge city appearing in front of him. The towering city wall that was more than 100 meters tall directly surpassed Seven Star City. More than 20 minutes later, the centipede train stopped on the platform of Skylight City. The platform of Skylight City was built extremely large and extremely luxurious. Especially the 3 golden words, Skylight City Station, which sparkled under the sunlight. The clamor, the shouting, and the sound of footsteps were endless. On both sides of the platform, many passengers were holding their luggage and waiting. Before the train stopped, Sang-kun reminded them, "Check again if there's anything missing. After you get off the train, don't run around. Follow me." Lu, Mirandi, and Grandad nodded in unison. The train stopped and the doors slowly opened. The 3 of them followed Sang-kun off the train. The 4 people from Iron Fist City followed closely behind. Sang-kun and the others led them into the station where people were coming and going. Then, they found a temporary window in the station. There was a red banner on the window, and a few people stood out on the platform. On the banner was written, "The reception area for the members of the Illumination Empire's Southwest City State Youth Genius Tournament." The long string of words was very eye-catching. On the temporary window sat a man and a woman, 2 soldiers. Sang-kun led the 3 people to the window and saluted the 2 soldiers. The 2 soldiers smiled in return. The short-haired woman smiled and asked, "Are you here to participate in the tournament?" "Yes." "Which city?" "Seven Star City." "Please fill in the form. There's a pen here." The short-haired female soldier handed Sang-kun 4 forms. One was filled in by the team leader, and the other 3 were filled in by the contestants. The 4 of them took their arms and started to fill in the form on the table at the temporary window. The 4 people from Iron Fist City took the form and waited for Lu and the others to finish filling in the form first. Lu glanced at the form. He needed to fill in his name, place of origin, year of birth, age, strength level, whether he joined the army, rank, establishment, and whether he received honor. After writing his name, place of origin, and date of birth, the short-haired female soldier said in surprise, "Little brother, you're only 16 this year?" Lu said very seriously, "My name is Lu." He was not a little brother. Although this body was only 16 years old, Lu was not just 16 years old. Of course, he did not say this out loud, participating at the age of 16? The male soldier who knew Sang-kun was filling in the form also looked over. 16 years old. He should be the youngest contestant to participate in our previous Southwest City State Youth Genius Tournament. With a grunt, he wrote the word, gold, in the strength level column. The female soldier kindly stretched out her finger and pointed at the word, gold, reminding him, "Did you fill in the word wrong?" "Yes, that's my strength." The female soldier was so shocked that she could not close her mouth. "How is that possible?" Sang-kun wrote the word, gold, on his strength and said, "Nothing is impossible. Lu is that strength, although it is indeed a little ridiculous." The female soldier reluctantly believed it, but her eyes were still flashing with surprise. She believed that Sang-kun, as the leader of 7-Star City, would not lie to her. And there was no need for that. After a few seconds, Lu finished filling out the form. Just as he handed the form over, Vania, who was behind him, said in a low voice, "In the column of honor, aren't you going to write your Starry City's first-class hero medal on it?" The 2 soldiers at the temporary window were shocked. A city's first-class hero medal was indeed a kind of high honor. Lu complained in a low voice, "Filling it up won't increase my combat power." "It's better to fill it up." The female soldier handed the form to Lu. "If there is one, you have to fill it up." "All right." Lu turned his head, and Vania hid behind Kula with a smile. Putting away Lu's form solemnly, the female soldier once again looked at Lu seriously. There was no other way. The 16-year-old Lu, whether it was his resume or his strength, was somewhat heaven-defying. After Kula, Vania, and the others had filled in their forms, the female soldier brought them to a bus. "Later, they will send you directly to the guest house. You are now resting in the guest house for 10 days. We will inform you of the competition arrangements." Okay, there were still about 10 days before the Southwest City State Young Genius competition. There was nothing they could do about it. They had to come to Skylight City early. If they didn't come early and something happened on the way, they might be too late. After waiting for about an hour, another participant from another city came. The bicycle wobbled on the road. When they arrived at the guest house, someone specially arranged for them to be placed in an adjacent room. Sang-kun instructed them not to run around. If they were to go out, it would be best if they went out together. Remember to inform him. Lu was rather satisfied after entering his own room. A small single room that was more than 20 square meters with a toilet attached was already pretty good. Taking out the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, at Lu's feet, a complicated array suddenly appeared. There was no dazzling aurora nor any great momentum. Lu only felt that he had a spiritual connection with the creature in the butterfly egg. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have signed a pet contract with the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. You have obtained a 4th pet. Ding! Mission completed. Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has obtained a myth-grade talent, Spirit Domination. Ding! Your divine pet rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly has obtained a myth-grade talent. Its growth potential has been increased. Its growth potential has been raised from Platinum grade to Star Glory grade. Lu looked at the description of the myth grade talent, Spirit Domination. Spirit Domination. Myth. This divine pet possesses extremely strong spirit control ability. It has a very high probability of completely controlling the enemy's spirit will and controlling the enemy's actions. Enemies that have been controlled by the divine pet spirit for a long period of time, after coming into contact with the spirit control, there is still a very high probability of becoming the divine pet's puppet. Completely controlling the enemy's spirit will, turning the enemy into a puppet. Seeing the introduction of this talent, Lu felt his scalp go numb. This talent was a little too terrifying. if this talent fell into the hands of someone with evil intentions, who knew what evil things they would do. Pucci. The chrysalis that was as tall as a person opened up a crack, and 7 colored rays of light shone through the crack. First, it had a black back, then a body, and finally, it had a head. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly had finally broken out of its cocoon. Its body was still a little wet. After breaking out of the chrysalis, it only lay on the chrysalis. Its entire body was wrapped in its black appearance, only revealing its curled mouth area and the antennae on its head. Its black eyes just stared at Lu. Then, its body understood a little, and it began to slowly spread its wings. Soon, a pair of gorgeous, colorful, and beautiful wings appeared in front of Lu, covering more than half of the small room. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was really beautiful, especially those beautiful wings. Lu would never admit that he liked the appearance of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. Name: Rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. Talent: 1. Spirit domination, myth. 2. 5 senses illusion, rare. 3. Spirit resistance, ordinary. Growth potential: star glory grade, strength level, low grade black iron. Experience points: 0-100s. Attributes: flight, spirit, poison, illusion. Loyalty: 97. Skills: 1. 5 senses illusion, 2. Spirit control, 3. Spirit impact, 4. Spirit sense. He reached out his hand and touched the black appearance of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was very smooth and did not resist at all. The layer of fur was extremely soft and warm. Looking at the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's talent and skills with satisfaction, Lu suddenly had the impulse to leave Skylight City and help the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly level up in the wild. He was a restless person. After putting away the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, Lu knocked on Sang Kun's room door. "Captain, what's the matter? I want to go out." Sang Kun asked. "What do you want to go out for?" "Go out for some activities and kill some fierce beasts." "You really can't stay idle." Sang Kun shook his head helplessly. "If you just want to stretch your limbs, Skylight City has prepared a place for you contestants to maintain your combat strength. Many contestants who came in advance will go there for some activities. However, the fierce beasts there aren't that powerful. At most, they are organic silver-grade fierce beasts. I'm just afraid that you won't be able to stretch your limbs." "No need. It doesn't matter even if the fierce beasts aren't strong." The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly had just been born, and it had the strength of low-grade black iron. It wouldn't be able to deal with a silver-grade fierce beast. "It's a little late now. I'll go and register first. Tomorrow morning, the guest house will arrange a private car to send us to the training ground for activities. At that time, I'll also call Mirandi and the others over." "All right." On the second morning after arriving at Skylight City, Sang Kun, Lu, and the 4 people from Iron Fist City took a military car from the guest house and left Skylight City. They traveled at full speed. After more than an hour, they finally arrived at the training ground that Skylight City had prepared for them. As soon as they got off the car, Vania threw up the breakfast that she had just eaten on the ground. The rest of them were no better, except for Sang Kun, Kula, and Lu. The rest of them were also pale-faced. The drivers were too crazy. It was just an ordinary dirt road, but they had driven more than 100 yards. They were really afraid that the bumpy road would overturn the car. The middle-aged soldier got out of the car with a smile and showed his identification card to the soldiers on duty. Then, he led them into the training field. The so-called training ground was a mountainous area. In this training ground, the strongest ones are more than 10 silver-grade fierce beasts. There are a lot of black iron-grade and bronze-grade beasts scattered around the periphery. You can go and hunt them as you like. You don't have to hand in your crystal cores. I'll come and pick you up in the afternoon." "All right, thank you." After the middle-aged soldier left, Vania squatted down again. "Even if it's a big deal, I won't be in his car anymore. If I do it again, I'll lose my life." Sang Kun smiled and said, "All right, boys, I haven't done anything for a month. Hurry up and warm up." "All right," Mirandi and Grandit quickly replied. Lu waved his hand, and a colorful butterfly instantly appeared beside him. Vania, who was squatting on the ground and retching, saw the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly and her eyes lit up. She immediately stood up from the ground. She ran to Lu's side and surrounded the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly with a pair of beautiful big eyes. "Oh my god!" Vanilla pulled her hair and exclaimed. "It's actually a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. It's actually a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. This is the divine pet that I want the most." At this moment, Sang-kun, Kula, and the others also saw Lu's rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. Sang-kun could not help but exclaim, "Lu, you're so lucky, you actually got one." Mirandi looked at Lu enviously and asked, "Did you catch this in Clearwind City?" "Yes, in the underground garage, there were many butterfly eggs of the psychedelic butterflies. I just took a few of them. I didn't expect there to be a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. I didn't expect my luck to be so good." When Vanilla heard that Lu took more than one butterfly egg, she quickly asked, "Do you still have the psychedelic butterfly eggs on you?" "Yes," Lu said casually, "but that is only the psychedelic butterfly egg, not necessarily the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly egg. Anyway, I don't know the difference between the two, so I just took it casually." "Sell me the egg in your hands." "Why?" Lu was considering whether to sell the egg of the ordinary psychedelic butterfly to Vanilla. But what Vanilla added at the end made Lu change enough. "No matter what it is, I will buy it according to the market price. I won't let you suffer a loss." Hearing this, Lu's impression of Vanilla was much better. He was not short of money, but who would complain that he had more money? This time, when he came to Skylight City, he still wanted to go to Skylight City's Pavilion of Treasures. Perhaps he would have to spend money again. There was no harm in earning a little more money. "I still have 2 psychedelic butterfly eggs in my hands. When we return, I'll give them to you. We'll open them in person." Lu still had 3 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies and an ordinary psychedelic butterfly egg in his hands. He said that he only had 2 butterfly eggs, and was not afraid that Kula and Sang-kun would expose him. Because when Lu picked out the psychedelic butterflies in the underground parking lot, the 2 of them were not by his side, and he remembered it clearly. Saying that he only had 2 eggs, Lu was also afraid that if Vanilla produced a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, the others would also buy the remaining psychedelic butterfly eggs on him. Lu was not afraid that they would not pay. Just having 3 psychedelic butterfly eggs and 2 of them being rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies was already somewhat dreamy. This could still be attributed to luck, but if he produced 4 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies out of 5 psychedelic butterfly eggs, it would be a little too much. He might even be suspected. "Why bother? Thank you, Lu. Then I'll go and train first." Lu summoned the Stormhawk, nimbly jumped onto its back, and soared into the sky. Vanilla looked at the Stormhawk and said with some envy, "This Stormhawk looks pretty good too." Grandad said from the side, "What do you mean it looks pretty good too? It's quite powerful." Mirandi, who had been silent all this time, also nodded very seriously, "Very powerful." Anyone who had fought with Lu would never forget that Stormhawk of his. It was simply a nightmare for other flying-type divine pets. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly lay quietly on the back of the Stormhawk. The Stormhawk did not reject it at all. Perhaps it was because they were the same master. Lu looked down at the ground. The training ground that Skylight City had prepared for them was filled with a large number of black iron-grayed fierce beasts. These beasts were the black plague rat, the gray-toothed rabbits, the demonized mantis, the Vajra ant colony, the demonized bat, the demonized sparrow. It was similar to 7-Star City. However, these were enough to upgrade the level of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. Lu found a grassland with a large number of black iron-grayed beasts. As soon as he landed, a few black plague rats and gray-toothed rabbits nearby fled into the cave. Lu didn't mind it. He let the Stormhawk observe the situation in the sky and carried out the hunt with the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was floating in the air. Under the dazzling sunlight, its beautiful wings reflected a gorgeous brilliance, so beautiful that people were mesmerized. "Come, let's go hunting." The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly spun in the air. Its big black eyes looked at Lu without any expression. However, Lu was able to communicate with it telepathically and knew that it wanted to hunt. Lu said, "There's no prey." Just now, when he jumped down from midair, he had scared away all the surrounding black iron-grayed beasts. These low-level beasts were extremely sensitive to their abilities. Once they encountered an enemy that they felt was powerful, they would run away. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly shook its head. "Then you can do whatever you want." The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly nodded. It stopped quietly in mid-air and flapped its beautiful wings gently. Soon, Lu felt a slight energy fluctuation. The energy fluctuation was obscure to the few of them. If it was not enough, it was possible to ignore it. Has it begun? Not long after, Lu heard rustling sounds. A black plague rat came out of the cave. It raised its head to look at the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. There was no expression in its dark eyes. It was no longer afraid of Lu. It just walked to the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly foolishly. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly even had a curled mouthpart. The hard mouthpart directly pierced through the head of the black plague rat. Soon, Lu heard a sound similar to sucking a drink with a straw. The black plague rat struggled for a while before it fell to the ground. "Dang! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has killed a black iron mid-grade black plague rat. Express 10. When the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly launched its spiritual attack, it was almost silent. The enemy died in a muddled state. This was the power of a spirit-type divine pet. However, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly liked to suck the brains of beasts and wailed, which was not so beautiful. Under its beautiful appearance, it hid an extremely terrifying heart. After the black plague rat, the gray-toothed rabbit and the black plague rats crawled out from the ground. One by one, they lined up in front of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. Like puppets, their brains were sucked dry by it. "Dang! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has killed a black iron low-grade black plague rat. Express 3. Dang! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has killed a black iron mid-grade black plague rat. Express 10. After killing for a while in this area, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly brought Lu for another distance. Soon, many more black iron-grade beasts queued up to receive its slaughter. One could see how powerful the spirit domination myth-grade talent was. "Dang! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has killed a black iron high-grade black plague rat. Express 30. Dang! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has leveled up to middle-grade black iron." The upgrade of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was unexpectedly smooth. In just over an hour, it had successfully leveled up to middle-grade black iron. After resting for a while, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly began to hunt the nearby black iron-grade beasts. Not long after, 7 to 8 diamond ants appeared in Lu's field of vision. The diamond ants lined up in front of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. As usual, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly stuck its mouthpart into the diamond ant's brain and sucked it in. At this moment, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly shook its head and threw the diamond ant that was connected to its mouthpart out. Then, it took out a few strands of turquoise viscous liquid. This was the brain of the diamond ant. Lu felt that the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's pleasant mood was suddenly terrible. "It tastes terrible." Hearing the reason of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, Lu could not help but want to laugh. It seemed that the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly did not like the taste of the diamond ants. Sure enough, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly killed the remaining diamond ants. However, it never touched the brain of the diamond ants again. At the end of the day, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly leveled up to high-grade black iron, close to the level of top-grade black iron. This killing and leveling up speed made Lu extremely satisfied. It was not that he had not thought of letting the Stormhawk capture prey to help the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly level up. But that was just his imagination. Because of the system, the strength of his divine pet had already increased very quickly. If he relied on other divine pets to help the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly level up, it would be tantamount to pulling out a seedling to help it grow. A divine pet also needed to constantly fight, constantly accumulate battle experience, and learn to improve its combat ability. Seeing that it was almost time, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly fought for a day and constantly used its mind control skills. It was also very tired. So Lu returned to the gathering place with the Stormhawk. Returning to the guest house, Vania followed Lu into the room. Lu took out 2 psychedelic butterfly eggs and handed them to Vania. 2 psychedelic butterfly eggs. One was an ordinary psychedelic butterfly egg, and the other was a real rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly egg. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly egg had the same growth potential as a platinum top-grade egg. Its quality was quite good, only slightly weaker than the one in Lu's hand. You haven't signed a third pet? No, Vania shook her head. I've always been hesitant. I've seen pictures of rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies in books. The pet I want the most is this. Sure enough, girls' attitudes towards beautiful things were the same. Lu's impression of Vania had also changed. With 2 divine pets in the top 3 of Iron Fist City, their strength should be pretty good. Just because they're beautiful, Vania corrected, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies are not only beautiful, they're also very strong. Alright. Lu pointed at the 2 butterfly eggs in front of him. If you're willing, sign the contract. If it's not the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, don't blame me. Don't worry, I'm willing to gamble on my luck, Vania said with a smile. Anyway, if it's not the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, I'll cancel the contract and wait for 10 days. Anyway, I don't expect to be able to use the 3rd divine pet in this tournament. If the divine pet defected or died, the beast tamer had to recuperate for 1 to 2 months before they could sign a new divine pet and fill the summoning slot. If the beast tamer and the pet broke off the contract peacefully, then they would only need to wait for 10 days. Then you try it, okay. Vania stretched out her hand and pointed at the slightly larger chrysalis and said, I'll sign a contract with this one first. Lu glanced at the butterfly egg and could only say that Vania's luck was not bad. She immediately chose the real rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. She cut her finger and smeared fresh blood on the butterfly egg. The formation appeared and Vania signed a contract with the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. When the chrysalis broke open, a rainbow light was revealed. When Vania saw the rainbow-colored stripes on the back of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, her mouth was wide open and her eyes were wide open. Vania covered her mouth with her hand. She still could not believe her eyes. She just wanted to give it a try and take a gamble. She didn't expect that she would really bring out a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly slowly spread its wings and showed the colorful wings in front of the 2 of them. Vania suddenly turned his head and looked at Lu, then directly pounced on Lu. Lu stood on the spot, not knowing where to put his hands. Lu, thank you so much, Lu said with a straight face. Do you think that as long as you say thank you to me, I will give you a discount? The good atmosphere was completely destroyed by Lu's words. HMPH, Vania jumped down from Lu's body and ran to the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's side cheerfully. She happily touched the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's black fur and then touched the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's wings. After the excitement, she said, I won't shortchange your money. The market price is 1 million. How about it? Okay, 500,000 could buy a platinum-grade divine pet of good quality. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was a rare spirit-type exotic beast. Its price was about 1 million gold coins. Vania, the little rich woman, was in a very good mood when she paid with her card. She also acted very decisively. After the 1 million payment, Lu was also in a good mood. He casually took a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's egg from the underground parking lot and earned 1 million yuan in progress. What else was there to be dissatisfied with? After the payment was paid off, Vania excitedly ran to Kula to show off. Not long after, Lu's door was knocked on again. When he opened the door, he saw that it was Mirandi, Grandit, Bolasi, and the others from Iron Fist City. Vania followed at the back. What's the matter? Grandit said with a smile. Lu, Vania said that she bought a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly from you? Yes, but I was lucky. I randomly took the eggs of 2 psychedelic butterflies and 2 rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterflies appeared. Grandit said, Lu, your luck is so good. Bolasi also nodded and said, that's right, Lu, your luck is too good. Lu asked in puzzlement, is there something you need from me? Grandit rubbed his hands and said somewhat embarrassedly, don't you still have a psychedelic butterfly's egg over there? You want it? Grandit, Mirandi, Sylvia, and Bolasi all nodded. Spirit-type fierce beasts were already very rare. To think that a beautiful and powerful spirit-type beast like the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly would be even more precious. Don't tell me you all think that the egg of that psychedelic butterfly can produce another rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly as well? Grandit said, we just want to gamble on our luck. With that said, if he didn't take out the psychedelic butterfly's egg, they wouldn't be able to do it. I think my luck has run out. Lou placed the ordinary psychedelic butterfly egg on the corridor, and Grandit and the others immediately turned their attention to the butterfly egg. It's most likely an ordinary psychedelic butterfly egg, and its growth potential is only silver. If you really want it, just pay 80,000 gold coins according to the market price of a silver-grade spirit-type pet. If you really can produce a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, you don't have to compensate me. Consider yourself lucky. Even though he knew that it could not be a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, Lou was too embarrassed to trick them. 80,000, no problem. Sure, we're still taking advantage of you. Lou asked, all four of you want it, but there's only one butterfly egg, so who will it belong to? Grandit, Mirandi, Sylvia, and Bolasi all fell silent. They all wanted it. If they could be like Vanilla and produce a rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, that would be a huge profit. I'll leave the psychedelic butterfly's egg here. You guys can discuss it yourselves. In any case, all you have to do is give me the money. Lou could not be bothered to interfere in this matter, so he left immediately. After relieving the pressure, Mirandi stood out and said, since we all want it and neither of us is convinced by the other, let's have a match. Half an hour later, Sylvia from Iron Fist City handed 80,000 gold coins to Lou. Lou accepted the money with a clear conscience. The market price of the psychedelic butterfly was around 80,000 gold coins, and he didn't intend to scam anyone. In the following period of time, Lou spent almost all his time on the training ground. He brought the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly with him every day and killed black iron and bronze-grade fierce beasts. On the day of the competition, Lou also successfully brought the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly to middle-grade bronze. However, even if it was middle-grade bronze, it probably wouldn't have the chance to show its face at the Southwest City State Youth Genius Tournament. When Lou returned to the guest house, he happened to run into Sang-kun, who had just returned from drawing lots. Lou, are you going to the training ground again? Yes, my rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly needs to be properly nurtured. Seriously, you're really a cultivation maniac. If only those two brats were half as diligent as you. Mirandi and Grandit had not been to the training ground for the past few days. In their words, they needed to conserve their energy. Lou also agreed with their thoughts. If they entered the training ground and their divine pets were injured, the lack of timely information would very likely affect the results of the competition. Everyone's cultivation method is different, right? Lou smiled. I just like actual combat. He liked the pleasure of gaining experience. All right. Go take a shower and rest. Come to my room at 8 o'clock in the evening. We'll have a small meeting. When 8 o'clock arrived, Lou appeared in Sang-kun's room. Sang-kwan simply took a glance at the matter of the Southwest City State Youth Genius Tournament. This time, the Southwest City State Youth Genius Tournament had a total of more than 260 cities, with a total of 839 participants participating in the competition. The tournament would be conducted by drawing lots, and the winner would be decided by 2-on-2 battles. The rules of the tournament were the same as those of 7-Star City. Only beast tamers and divine pets could be used to fight. During the elimination phase, each participant would have to compete 4 times, and the 50 participants under them would enter the next round of the preliminaries. Mirandi, Grandit. At this point, Sang-kun suddenly called out the names of Mirandi and Grandit. Yes, in this tournament, the competitors are all geniuses from the major cities in the Southwest City State. I don't have high expectations for you. You two should strive to enter the top 50. Grandit said loudly, rest assured, Captain, I will definitely strive for it. Mirandi also nodded. I will also do my best, Lou. Your opponents this time are also very strong. Among these 800+ contestants, there are 6 gold-grade beast masters. They are all around 20 years old. They have been gold-grade beast masters for quite a long time. I don't know if they have more than one gold-grade pet. Mirandi and Grandit were stunned. They did not expect that there were so many young gold-grade beast masters in the Southwest City State. They were also around 20 years old, but they were only silver high-grade beast masters. They were already the top geniuses of 7-star city. In the end, 6 gold-grade beast masters appeared. However, when they thought of Lu's age, they felt relieved. Lu, this monster, was even more exaggerated than other gold-grade beast masters. Those gold-grade beast masters, the vast majority, were already 20 years old. But Lu was only 16 years old, a full 4 years difference. They were actually able to accept Lu. Why couldn't they accept other gold-grade beast masters around 20 years old? In their hearts, both of them sighed at the same time. There was always someone better than them. They thought they were already geniuses, but they didn't expect there to be even more geniuses. I have nothing to say about your strength. Just give it your best. I hope you can enter the top 5, and it's best if you can enter the top 3, Sang-kun continued. It doesn't matter even if you fail. You're only 16 years old. You still have a chance in the future. I believe that when you're 20 years old, you'll definitely be able to take first place. Your strength is definitely not just gold rank. Lu said calmly, I only want to take first place. Everyone could feel the confidence in him. Good kid, you have ambition. That's what I admire about you. Sang-kun slapped his thigh and laughed loudly at Grandad and Mirandi. See, you guys have to learn from Lu. Grandad and Mirandi, the 2 young geniuses of 7-star city, silently lowered their heads. They also wanted to learn from Lu, but could they learn from him? In any case, they had already given up on chasing after Lu. There was no way they could catch up. Lu had already flung them so far that they could not even see the taillights. Then, Sang-kun gave them number plates. Lu 622, Mirandi 623, Grandad 624. For safety reasons, the arena of Skylight City was also set up in the open space outside the city. On the day of the competition, many citizens of Skylight City also came to watch the show. The Youth Genius Tournament of the Southwest City State was held only once every 3 years. Every time it was held, all the young geniuses of the Southwest City State would gather. Many young geniuses would show their power and become experts at this competition. Therefore, as long as there was time, those commoners and beast tamers would not want to miss this opportunity to meet the young geniuses from all over the world. Many wealthy commoners and beast tamers would even specially take the centipede train to Skylight City to watch the Youth Genius competition on the eve of the Youth Genius tournament. I heard that this Youth Genius tournament will be attended by gold-grade beast tamers. A 20-year-old gold-grade beast grade. This is too heaven-defying. I've worked hard for 20 years, and I'm still a silver-grade beast tamer. Just because you can't do it doesn't mean that others can't do it. That's right. In the knockout stage, there were not only 1 competition venue, but 10. The competition at each competition venue was pre-arranged. Lu and the others' competitions were all held at the 5th competition venue. They did not need to run around, they just needed to stay at the 5th venue and wait for the referee to read their names. Lu was also thinking about whether he should continue to hide the matter of the bloodthirsty Hell Vine. Although he was now known as a gold-grade beast master, in fact, he only had the Stormhawk as a gold-grade divine pet. The bloodthirsty Hell Vine and the Berserk Bear were still stuck at the top-grade silver. If he were to meet a stronger gold-grade beast master, he might be a little passive. However, he only thought about it a little and did not think about it anymore. If the strength of the opponent really forced him to use the bloodthirsty Hell Vine, then he would just use it. Anyway, the bloodthirsty Hell Vine was in his hands, so there was no need to hide it. On the competition field, the 2 beast masters were engaged in an intense battle. However, Lu only observed the divine pets of both sides of the competition, and his interest was somewhat lost. The battle that silver-grade beast masters only saw now was already very difficult to arouse Lu's interest. Unless they summoned some rare divine pets. Not long after, the battle ended and the silver-grade beast tamer won. The next match, contestant number 622 from 7-star City, Lu, against contestant number 3 from Skylight City, Mo Yun. Please stand on the arena. Hearing the referee call his name, and hearing that his opponent was from Skylight City, Lu was slightly stunned. The first match against the host's players, it was really fate. To face the host's contestant in the first match, it was really fate. Lu, they're calling you, go, Lu. Lu glanced at Sang-kun, and Sang-kun gave him an encouraging look. Don't worry, I can't lose. Lu strode into the arena. After entering the arena, he noticed that there were more and more spectators around him. Hurry up, Mo Yun is about to enter the arena. If we run too slowly, his opponent might be defeated. Brother Mo Yun, you can do it. Where is 7-Star City? Why haven't I heard of it before? It should be a small city-state. So that's Mo Yun's opponent? He looks very young. He's definitely going to win? What do you mean? Mo Yun is so strong. No matter what kind of opponent he is, he can win. Yes, as long as he doesn't meet a gold-grade beast tamer, he will definitely win. He is the genius of our Skylight City. I support Mo Yun. After all, I am from Skylight City. Mo Yun, you can do it. Lu had sharp ears and eyes. Of course, he could hear the words of the surrounding audience clearly. Anyway, he had a preliminary impression of Mo Yun. His strength was not bad and he had many supporters. However, Lu did not take it to heart. After all, Mo Yun was a local. If the Youth Genius Tournament was held in 7-Star City, he would also have many supporters. Soon, Lu met Mo Yun. He had a delicate appearance, was tall and thin, and was a little handsome. He was about 19 years old. The moment Mo Yun appeared, the entire stadium was filled with cheers for him. Mo Yun smiled slightly and waved at the audience, causing another uproar. Mo Yun smiled at me. Mo Yun, you can do it, you will definitely win. The two stood still and announced the rules of the competition. Now, release your divine pets. Mo Yun waved his hand, and an azure eagle flew into the sky. Then, a tall and strong ape-like divine beast appeared next to him. A straight-back ape, a girl exclaimed, they've appeared, Brother Mo Yun's azure eagle and straight-back ape. Lu glanced at the two divine pets that the other party had released. The one flying in the sky was the azure eagle. It was a wind-type long-range attack with silver-grade strength. Its growth potential was also platinum-grade. The strength of that straight-back ape was also unknown. It was a metal-type close combat beast with a silver-grade strength. Its growth potential was also platinum-grade. This Mo Yun's family background must be very good. Otherwise, it would not be possible for all of them to be top-grade platinum growth potential divine pets. Lu also summoned the Stormhawk. The moment the Stormhawk appeared, it attracted everyone's attention. After all, the size of the Stormhawk was slightly larger. With a wingspan of 30 meters, the azure eagle of the same level appeared very thin and small in front of it. Some audience members said, a big body doesn't mean that you are strong. However, when some of the beast tamers watching the battle saw the Stormhawk, their faces turned solemn. They said in a low voice, it seems that Mo Yun's opponent is not easy to deal with. The beast tamers who thought that the opponent was a gold-rank beast tamer said in a low voice, the opponent seems to be a gold-grade beast tamer. In an instant, all the beast tamer who heard these words were stunned. Sang-kun saw Lu's Stormhawk and smiled. The referee saw Lu not moving anymore and asked, are you ready? Lu answered, yes. Nope, Mo Yun said, you're at least silver grade. You should have other divine pets. Let's see your strength first. These words were said lightly, but it sounded extremely provocative to Mo Yun. You are looking down on me. Mo Yun stared at Lu, his expression extremely ugly. Lu felt that Mo Yun was a little sensitive. He used fewer divine pets to fight, that was his freedom. I don't have that intention. If I need it, I will let it appear. Good, very good, Mo Yun sneered and said, I hope you still have the chance to use it when the time comes. Mirandi, who was watching the battle from the side, said in a low voice, Lu seems to have planned to use only 2 divine pets. Up until now, I don't know what his 3rd divine pet is. I only know that his 4th divine pet is the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. Grandit turned his head and asked Sang-kun, Captain, do you know? I don't know. No one has seen it before. It might be Lu's trump card. Sang-kun looked at Lu on the field and said, Lu is a gold-grade beast tamer first. This Stormhawk was the first pet that Lu signed with. It is also the most commonly used pet. Now, it has the strength of low-grade gold. Maybe the pet that he hid as his trump card is also gold grade. Grandit could not help but grumble, I hate this kind of beast tamer who is not honest enough. Mirandi also nodded his head unhappily. Right at this moment, the referee announced the start of the match. Before the battle had begun, the people of Skylight City who were watching the match from the sidelines had already discovered that Lu only had 1 divine pet by his side. Is Mo Yun's opponent courting death? Why isn't he using his full strength? Could it be that he is a bronze-grade beast tamer? That's right. He still dares to not use his full strength at this time. During the preliminaries, he was ranked third in our Skylight City. If he doesn't bring out all of his divine pets, he is simply courting death. Just as these audience members were laughing at Lu's self-destruction, they suddenly heard a scream. They saw a scene that was unbelievable to them. Mo Yun's azure eagle was spinning in midair. It fell from the sky and then fell heavily to the ground, never to move again. The noisy audience was instantly silenced. It was as if their throats were being strangled at the same time. Grandad asked softly, "Did you see it?" Mirandi shook her head. "I didn't see it. It was just an afterimage. My eyes can't match its speed." Grandad asked Sang-kun again, "Captain, did you see it clearly?" "Yes, I saw it." Grandad smiled and said, "As expected, Captain is still the best." Sang-kun smiled awkwardly. He had indeed seen it. He saw an afterimage. Mo Yun saw that the situation was not right and immediately ordered, "Straight back ape, go." As he said that, he also sprinted towards Lu. His azure eagle was instantly killed. Mo Yun no longer dared to underestimate Lu. He was very clear-headed now. He had to clear the path to Lu before the Stormhawk's help arrived. Only then would he have a chance to win. Mo Yun was arrogant, but he was not an idiot. To be able to make it into the top 3 in the talent-filled Skylight City, none of them were idiots. "Mo Yun, you can do it. Get rid of him. Hurry up and get rid of him." When the azure eagle lost its fighting strength, Mo Yun and the straight-back ape rushed towards Lu. Everyone in the audience knew that the battle had reached the most critical moment. If he could get rid of Lu before the Stormhawk returned, Mo Yun would be able to win. If he waited for the powerful eagle pet to come over to support him, Mo Yun's chances of winning would be greatly reduced. Hence, they began to cheer for Mo Yun. Lu was facing the charge of the straight-back ape and Mo Yun, but he appeared to be rather relaxed. In close combat, he had the berserk bear, and was not afraid of anyone. Mirandi watched Mo Yun and the straight-back ape charge towards Lu. He said softly, "I feel that Mo Yun is about to be finished. To actually dare to engage in close combat with Lu. That berserk bear is simply a nightmare. The last time I challenged Lu to a fight, my jade mantis had a period of time where it stared at its scythe and pondered about life." Grandad said in a low voice, "Let me think again. Will Lu hit Mo Yun's left cheek or right cheek?" "Lu isn't left-handed, I'm guessing it's his left cheek." The straight-back ape was even faster than Mo Yun. It was the first to approach Lu. "Straight-back ape, use the straight-back divine fist." The 2-meter-tall straight-back ape raised its thick right arm and smashed it fiercely at Lu. "Good, he's not hiding. Ordinary beasts cannot withstand the straight-back divine fist of a straight-back ape. But at this time, Lu will be in addition to the right fist." His right fist hit the straight-back ape's fist. Fist to fist. Head to head. After the huge explosion, the audience on the field was stunned. Here, Lu only took 1 step back, while the ape took 7 to 8 steps back. The most striking thing was Lu's fist. Everyone could see that it was slightly red, but not injured at all. As for the ape, 2 of its fingers were exposed, and it was still bleeding non-stop. 2 of its fingers were actually broken. At this moment, Mo Yun's attack arrived, Gravity Fist. An invisible ripple spread out instantly. Lu was sent flying by this punch. The audience cheered in unison. "He hit it, that's great, we won." Mo Yun won. He finally won. Mo Yun watched as he sent his opponent flying with a punch with all his strength, and a happy smile appeared on his face. Gravity Fist was the gravity puppet's strongest killing move. Even the top 2 in Skylight City could only dodge in a panic when they saw his Gravity Fist. However, just as the audience was cheering and jumping for joy, Lu slowly stood up from the ground. He patted the dust off his body and looked at Mo Yun curiously. "This move of yours is called Gravity Fist? What kind of divine pet skill is it? Your fist is really powerful." The cheering audience was dumbfounded. Not only the audience, even Mo Yun was dumbfounded. He looked at Lu, who was completely unscathed and had a ruddy face, and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. "Are you all right?" Lu asked doubtfully. "What could have happened?" It's my turn now," Lu shouted loudly, "run and attack." Lu made an explosive sound, and his body shot towards Mo Yun like a bow. Mo Yun lowered his center of gravity and placed his hands in front of him. Stone wall. A pile of gray stone walls blocked in front of Mo Yun. However, Lu did not care about these fancy things and slammed his head into the stone wall. Right now, he was like a speeding heavy tank. With a bang, the stone wall fell and Lu crashed into Mo Yun's body. With a crack, Mo Yun heard the sound of bones breaking. All the audience members saw that Mo Yun was sent flying by Lu and then fell to the ground. He rolled for more than 10 meters before stopping. Mo Yun lay on the ground and spat out a mouthful of blood. He closed his eyes and was unconscious. The referee walked to Mo Yun's side and checked Mo Yun's physical condition. Then, he looked at Lu and stood up to announce, "Mo Yun has lost his ability to fight." In this competition, contestant number 622 from 7-Star City, Lu, has won. The Skylight City audience could not believe their eyes. The genius of their Skylight City had been defeated just like that. From the beginning to the end, he had been suppressed by Lu and had no chance to fight back. He had been defeated cleanly and there was no way to refute it. How is this possible? How could Mo Yun lose? That Lu is so strong. Skylight City was the most prosperous city in the Southwest City State. It had many powerful experts. Similarly, the geniuses of Skylight City were also famous. This caused Skylight City to be a little proud. The ordinary people of Skylight City didn't pay much attention to the commoners of the other cities in the Southwest City State. The beast tamers of Skylight City looked down on the beast tamers from other places. They all thought that Mo Yun, the third-ranked beast tamer of Skylight City, would be able to easily sweep the first place of the other cities. It shouldn't be a problem for him to enter the top 50. However, who would have thought that Mo Yun, whom they had placed high hopes on, would directly fall in the first match of the competition? Mirandi, who was watching the battle from the side, said, "We all stepped on the wrong spot." Lu did not even use his fist to knock the opponent unconscious. Grandit said in a low voice, "What a freak. His defense is so strong that it's off the charts. A silver-grade divine pet cannot even think of breaking through his defense." Mirandi said with some anticipation, "I have never seen Lu get injured before. Do you think that Lu will be injured in this competition?" "I think so," Grandit said. "Besides Lu, aren't there 6 gold-grade beast masters in this competition? They will definitely be able to break through Lu's defense." Seeing Lu walking over, Mirandi and Grandit immediately stopped their conversation. Lu stood beside Sang-kun and quietly waited for Mirandi and Grandit to go on stage. However, at this time, many of the audience around would still be looking at Lu. There was nothing they could do. Lu's performance just now was too eye-catching. He had completely crushed him. Being stared at by so many people, Grandit whispered, "Why do I suddenly feel pressured?" Not long after, Grandit went on stage. Grandit's luck was not bad. His opponent's strength was slightly lower than his. He had won the competition with relative ease. After Mirandi had been beaten up by Lu in the 7-Star City preliminaries, he had learned a painful lesson. His strength had greatly increased. His opponent's strength was on par with his, but in the end, he was lucky enough to win. In the afternoon, the second match was held. This time, Lu met a silver-grade beast tamer, whose strength was inferior to Mo Yun's. According to the previous script, the Stormhawk would instantly kill the opponent's flying-type pet, and Lu would personally make a move and beat that beast tamer down with one punch. However, this time, Grandit fell and was directly eliminated. Top 50, in the end, was just a dream. It was Mirandi's turn to go on stage. He relied on the strong attacking power of the Jade Mantis to directly break through the opponent's defense and win the match. After his Jade Mantis obtained victory, it was also happy to show its sharp double side. However, when the Jade Mantis saw Lu on the sidelines, especially when Lu looked at it and revealed a strange smile, it was so scared that the Jade Mantis quickly put away its side. It was estimated that the last battle with Lu had left an indelible shadow in the Jade Mantis's heart. On the second day of the competition, Lu's 2 matches were all against silver-grade beast tamers. Without any pressure, he easily won. On the other hand, Mirandi's 2 matches were particularly difficult. In the last match, his Jade Mantis was even more seriously injured. However, what was gratifying was that Mirandi had won. He had successfully made it into the top 50. When he held the heavily injured Jade Mantis in his arms, his expression was both excited and worried. Even Lu was moved. Mirandi was a little quiet, but he was still very hard-working in private. He was also putting his life on the line in the arena. Sang-kun said, "Let's go, quickly go back and treat your divine pet." Okay. The 4 of them were about to leave, but they were blocked by a handsome young man. He was about 19 years old, wearing a gorgeous white robe. His skin was fair, and he was very handsome. He was a very handsome man. Behind him, there were also other beast tamers. Every beast tamer had the strength of silver grade. The handsome young man ignored Sang-kun and looked at Lu, Mirandi, and Grandad. He asked, "May I know who is Lu? Is there something you need me for?" Seeing that the other party was looking for him by name, Lu stood up. "My name is Quinn, the #1 genius in Skylight City. I am now a gold grade beast tamer. I heard that you have the strength of gold grade and even defeated Mo Yun. I just came to tell you that Mo Yun is nothing in Skylight City. He is only 3rd place." Quinn said in a calm tone, "I hope that we can meet early in the arena. Before you meet me again, you must not lose." Hearing Quinn's words, the locals who were watching the show became excited. This was a challenge. Quinn was the #1 genius of Skylight City. They had absolute confidence in Quinn. "Quinn, there's absolutely no problem with you. We believe in you. Let him see how powerful our Skylight City is." Hearing Quinn's words, Lu laughed. "Don't worry, I'm very confident in myself. I won't lose. As for you, I'm more worried that you'll be eliminated by others. I don't want to argue with you. When the time comes, we'll meet in the arena." Okay. Lu didn't care too much about Quinn's provocation. It was better to challenge him openly than to play tricks behind his back. Back at the guest house, Mirandi was busy treating the jade mantis. Lu directly registered at the front desk. He had to go to the training ground tomorrow. The lady at the front desk asked with a smile, "What's wrong? Did the match not go well?" The lady at the front desk of the guest house was already quite familiar with Lu. Lu was handsome and delicate, and he was a genius beast tamer. Boys like him were very popular. He was the Prince Charming in the eyes of girls. The competition went well, and I made it into the top 50. The lady at the front desk couldn't help but say in surprise, "I didn't expect you to be so powerful." Those who could make it into the top 50 from over 800 contestants were all upper-class figures among geniuses. Moreover, she could also see that Lu was actually very young. "It's not bad," Lu asked directly. "Can you arrange a car for me to go to the training field? No rest for 3 days? The top 50 matches would be held in 3 days' time." Skylight City had considered that after 4 battles, the young beast masters and their pets might need to rest and heal their injuries. "No, alright, I'll help you contact him, thank you." After Lu left, the lady at the front desk sighed. It seems like there's a reason why he became a genius at such a young age. Early the next morning, Lu left Skylight City in a military vehicle. He was the only one in the vehicle. The soldier who was driving complained, "Brother, I thought I could have a holiday today." Lu closed his eyes and leaned against the chair. He smiled and said, "Then I'll tell you another piece of unfortunate news. I'll be coming to the training ground tomorrow and the day after. I'll have to trouble you then." Hearing Lu's words, the driver suddenly had the urge to cry. In the guest house, Grandad met Sang-kun in the cafeteria. "Captain, where's Lu?" Sang-kun swallowed the bun and said, "He's probably at the training ground by now." Grandad suddenly lowered his head and sighed, "I'm really convinced." Vanilla also sighed. "I'm most afraid of people who are more talented than you, and also work harder than you. What should I do?" Vanilla put down the breakfast in her hand. She had not even taken a sip, but she already felt full. Some people could not help but admire her. Lu did not care about what others thought. He just wanted to raise the level of his rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly as soon as possible. As the sun was about to set, the driver sent Lu into the hotel. 3 days later, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was upgraded to high-grade bronze. It was at this time that the Southwest City State's Youth Genius Tournament was about to begin. Drawing lots and arranging the competition. Under the commands of Skylight City, it proceeded in an orderly manner. The numbers of Lu and the others would also be renumbered, but this time, Lu got number 7. Sang-kun told him that the number was custom-made by Skylight based on their strength. Those with numbers 1 to 25 didn't participate in the drawing of lots. Participants from numbers 26 to 50 drew lots to choose their opponents. This way, the stronger participants wouldn't leave the stage early. On the day of the competition, when it was Lu's turn to go on stage, he noticed that the number of spectators around him was gradually increasing. This is the person who eliminated Mo Yun. Number 7 should be a gold-grade beastmaster. Mo Yun didn't lose unjustly. I heard that Quinn issued a challenge to him. With Quinn's strength, he definitely won't have any problems. Lu's opponent was number 39, a silver-grade beast master. To be able to draw a top 5 opponent, it could only be said that he was unlucky. Lu was still the same as before. The Stormhawk dealt with the opponent's flying-type pet, then he would personally go up and get rid of the opponent's beast master. Ever since he obtained the Berserk Bear, Lu had liked the feeling of close combat. After 2 matches in a day, Lu successfully made it into the top 8. To Lu's surprise, the gold-grade beast master number 6 ranked ahead of him was actually eliminated by a silver-grade beast master. As a result, only 6 gold-tier beast masters and 2 silver-grade beast masters remained in the top 8. Skylight City once again announced that they would rest for 3 days, and the final ranking competition would be held 3 days later. Rest for 3 days? Of course, Lu wouldn't rest for 3 days obediently. When he got rid of the lady at the front desk, the driver once again sent him to the training ground. The driver once again had a sad expression on his face, wanting to cry, but no tears came out. "Why is it you again?" 3 days later, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly upgraded to top-grade bronze. And the final match had arrived. The final match had arrived as well. Every beast master had to compete with 7 other contestants for a full 7 matches. In the end, the rankings were based on the winning rate of the 7 matches. Skylight City was rich and powerful. In this Southwest City State Grand Competition, the Beast Master who won first place would receive a reward of 10 million Federation coins and a Pavilion of Treasures 70% discount VIP card. Second place would receive 5 million Federation coins and a Pavilion of Treasures 50% discount VIP card. Third place would receive 2 million Federation coins and a Pavilion of Treasures 20% discount VIP card. Fourth and fifth place would receive 1 million Federation coins, 6th to 8th place would receive 500,000 Federation coins, and a Pavilion of Treasures 10% discount VIP card. With these VIP cards, one could enjoy discounts at various branches of the Pavilion of Treasures, as well as participate in all sorts of preferential treatment. Even Lu admired this Pavilion of Treasures. This advertisement was indeed powerful. The 8 contestants stood in a row on the arena, receiving the cheers of the audience. Among them, Quinn and Edward's name appeared the most. Quinn turned his head to look at Lu, but Lu was in a daze and didn't notice him. Quinn and Edward were the number 1 and number 2 geniuses of Skylight City respectively. They had many supporters in Skylight City. At this time, the guardian of Skylight City, General Paul, who was in charge of the southwest region of the Federation, would also appear. Lu had heard from Sang-kun that General Paul, who was in charge of the southwest region, was at least at the king grade, or even stronger. With him overseeing Skylight City was as stable as Mount Tai. Paul brought the other upper echelons of Skylight City's military to sit in the audience seats that had been prepared beforehand. The head judge announced that the competition was about to begin. A middle-aged judge in a military uniform slowly walked to the center of the arena and announced loudly, "The first match. Lu from 7-Star City versus Edward from Skylight City. Please come up to the stage." Paul smiled and said to the people around him, "Are there people from Skylight City coming up to the stage in the first match?" Paul's subordinate said to him, "Yes, this is arranged. Each contestant will have to go against the other 7 contestants, and the final ranking will be based on the win rate." Not bad. It's very fair. Edward is very outstanding. He's already a gold-grade beast master at such a young age. Yes, it's a good thing that there are so many talents. Paul nodded and asked, "What about Lu?" 16 years old, a gold-grade beast master. Oh. Paul was a little moved. But Lu shouldn't be Edward's match. He's too young and doesn't have as much actual combat experience as Edward. Paul nodded, agreeing with his subordinate's thoughts. Almost everyone in the audience cheered Edward on in unison. Lu and Edward arrived at the arena. Edward looked like an ordinary person, but he had a strong sense of confidence. When he saw Lu, he smiled and said, "I didn't expect to meet you first." Lu said nonchalantly, "It's okay, we'll meet sooner or later." The referee loudly reiterated the rules of the competition and asked the 2 contestants to release their pets. Edward immediately released 3 low-grade gold pets. As usual, Lu only released the Stormhawk. Ding, mission announcement, defeat Edward. Mission reward. You can choose a divine pet to fight and its talent will be raised by 1 level. Hearing the system announcing the mission, Lu was in a great mood. Lu was a standard quest maniac. The more missions the system gave him, the better. The referee looked at Lu and asked, "Are you ready?" "Yes, we can start now." Then, I announced that the competition has officially begun. All the spectators who had watched Lu's battle immediately looked up at the sky. Edward directly ordered, "Golden vulture, golden feathered body." In the air, the body of the golden vulture instantly turned golden. Obviously, Edward knew that Lu's Stormhawk was extremely powerful. Stormhawk, chain wind blades. The Stormhawk continuously flapped its wings, and the huge green wind blades directly attacked the golden vulture. Golden vulture, freeze, charge up and engage in close combat. Edward knew that in terms of speed, his golden vulture was completely incomparable to the Stormhawk. In the previous competitions between Lu and the Stormhawk had relied on its speed to directly crush its opponent. If one wanted to deal with the Stormhawk, the best thing would be to get close to it and finally catch its opponent. However, something that made Edward feel despair happened. The golden vulture's golden feathered body only managed to block 2 of the Stormhawk's wind blades before its defense was broken through. Its skin and flesh were split open by the wind blades, and it directly fell from the sky. How is that possible? Your flying-type pet beast is also just a low-grade gold beast. How could it break the golden feathered body so quickly? Lu replied casually, its attack power is also relatively strong. At this moment, the battle on the ground erupted. Edward led the 2 pet beasts and directly charged at Lu. Faced with the siege of 3 gold-grade pets, Lu's berserk bear tattoo glowed. Soon, something that made Edward despair happened. His claws could not cut through his body, nor could the fireballs burn him. Then, Edward, 1 man and 2 beasts, were knocked to the ground by Lu's punches. All the spectators were shocked and their mouths were wide open. Some of the soft-hearted girls immediately closed their eyes. It was really a little too cruel now. Soon after, the referee announced that Lu had won. However, no one in the stadium cheered. Lu did not care. It was fine as long as he won. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the mission. Please choose a pet that needs to improve its talent. In this match, only the Stormhawk and the Berserk Bear had been fighting. They could only choose between the 2 of them. Lu chose the Berserk Bear. Since there was still a competition, it did not matter who came first. Ding! Your Berserk Bear's rare grade strength talent has been upgraded. It has been upgraded to a peerless grade talent. Ding! Because your Berserk Bear's talent has been upgraded, its growth potential has been upgraded from mid-grade Emperor to high-grade Emperor. Lu clenched his fists, feeling the strength in his arms grow even stronger. He was very satisfied with his peerless strength talent. With his powerful defense and terrifying strength, he was definitely an offensive tank. He was looking forward to what kind of experience it would be like when his powerful talent reached the mythical grade. Would he be able to overturn everything? In the second match, Lu encountered the Silver Grade Beast Master number 8. The Silver Grade Beast Master didn't choose to give up on the match. He bravely launched an attack on Lu, and Lu gave him a dignified defeat. In the third match, Lu met a Gold Grade Beast Master. The Beast Master number 27 didn't trigger the system mission. His strength was far from Edward's, and he only had a single Gold Grade Divine Pet. Lu easily took him down. In the fourth match, his opponent was still a Gold Grade Beast Master. However, he successfully triggered the system mission. When he sent a 4-meter-tall Gold Grade Demonic Rock flying with a punch, the audience was dumbfounded. They had no idea where Lu's limit was. Even Edward, who was watching from the side with a bandage on his face, whispered when he saw this scene, "Looks like he went easy on me when he hit me." This time, Lu left the 2 skills that enhanced his talent to the Stormhawk. Ding! Your Stormhawk's peerless talent, blade, spear, and sword feathers, has been upgraded to mythical grade talent. Another myth grade talent. The Stormhawk already had 3 myth grade talents. The myth grade blade, spear, and sword feathers would definitely make the Stormhawk's combat strength in aerial combat off the charts. Lu suddenly realized that it was not without benefits to participate in the competition. After the intense competition, the sky was already dark. Skylight City announced that today's competition was over. The remaining matches would be arranged for tomorrow. Lu left the stage and Sang-kun gave him a bear hug. "Good kid, your performance was very good. It was really great, it completely exceeded my expectations." Grandit gave Lu a thumbs up. "Lu, you're really amazing. Vania ran over and waved her small fists. Especially that last punch. It felt like a punch to a child. Vania and the others had already been eliminated. However, they had not left yet. They wanted to continue watching the matches. This was a rare opportunity for them to broaden their horizons. It's alright, it's just that I'm a little strong. Vania asked in a low voice, can you tell me what that divine beast with super strong defense on you is? When I reach gold grade, I'll get one. Berserk Bear? Is the Berserk Bear that powerful? This one is a little special. Everyone else knows about it. Lou smiled and followed everyone back to the guest house. Not long after Lou left, Quinn found Edward. Edward, I'm going to fight with Lou tomorrow. Quinn's expression was a little uncomfortable. I realized that Lou is really very strong. I'm a little uncertain. He's a real gun. Edward nodded. Very strong. I realized that the thing that has been troubling me recently is that Lou. His flying pet, from the start of the competition until now, not a single flying pet has been able to last a single round under the hands of that Stormhawk. Quinn said seriously, you've even fought with his Stormhawk before. Do you think there's any way to counter that Stormhawk? Edward fell silent. After a long time, he slowly said, that Stormhawk must have mutated. Its speed is ridiculously fast, and I can't hit it with my skills. It's impossible to get close to it. But its attack power is terrifyingly strong. Unless you have a flying pet that's faster than his Stormhawk. Only then is there a glimmer of hope. What if two flying-type divine beasts surround it? So the divine pet you're hiding is still a flying-type pet beast? Edward nodded. Then there's still a chance of getting close. After the first 4 rounds of battles in the finals, Lou had proven his strength to the people of Skylight City. He had won 4 out of 4 battles, becoming one of the favorites to fight for the championship. Everyone knew that as a gold-grade beast master, Lou should still have 2 pet beasts. However, he didn't bring them out from the beginning to the end. On the day of the competition, the spectators who had come to watch the competition had almost filled up the entire venue. Skylight City had even used a large LCD TV to broadcast the match live. Of course, this kind of broadcast was only limited to Skylight City. After all, fierce beasts roamed freely in the outside world. It was impossible to build a signal tower, and it was impossible to broadcast the scene of this match to other cities. Who do you think will win? Of course it's Quinn. I want to know what level of divine beast that Quinn is hiding. Speaking of which, Quinn is hiding one as well. Lou's 5th opponent was the silver grade beast master, Alan, who had successfully defeated a gold grade beast master. However, although Alan was able to fight above his level, he could only die on the spot when he encountered a cheat like Lou. The flying-type divine beast was instantly killed by the Stormhawk, and Alan, along with his pet beast, was sent flying by Lou. His 6th opponent was a gold-grade beast master. Unfortunately, his opponent wasn't strong enough to trigger the system mission. After 6 matches, Lou won 6 out of 6 matches. Similarly, Quinn won 6 out of 6 matches. Evening arrived, and the match was set for tomorrow. On the day of the final match, there was a sea of people, cheering for Quinn everywhere. Standing in the arena, even Lou felt his ears ringing. Ding! Mission issued. Defeat Quinn and seize the Southwest City State's Youth Genius Tournament. Mission reward. Random mythical talent reward, designated to increase pet's talent by 1 level. Seeing the mission reward, Lou knew that he was going to get it. He did not think that he had too many mythical talents. Contestants from both sides, please summon your battle pets. Quinn waved his hand, and 2 gold-grade flying pets, Azure Eagle and Thundercloud Bird, flew into the sky. So Quinn has been hiding the Thundercloud Bird. The Thundercloud Bird's flying speed is very fast. Maybe it can catch up with that pet of Lou's. Lou could roughly guess the other party's intention. He did not care and directly summoned the Stormhawk. Then, he thought for a moment and a huge blood-red vine appeared in front of everyone. Lou was determined to get the mythical grade talent reward. As soon as the blood-red vine-type fierce beast appeared, it attracted everyone's attention. There were too few plant-type pets in the arena. What's the use of a plant-type pet for? Didn't he see Quinn's blazing bear? Who knows, maybe it's used for consumption. The bloodthirsty hell vine was extremely huge, occupying almost 1/5 of the empty arena. More than 100 blood-colored vines were twisting in the air. The blood-colored vines were covered with sharp barbs and round leaves. There were also a few blood-red budding buds. The moment Sankoon, Grandad, and Kula saw the bloodthirsty hell vine, they subconsciously covered their mouths and noses. Vania asked curiously, "What are you doing?" Sang-kun, Grandad, and Kula only remembered that the bloodthirsty Hellvine was Lu's pet. Sang-kun took a deep breath and said, "I didn't expect Lu to have that thing." "That's right," Kula also nodded. Of course, he was also in the Iron Fist City team when they were supporting Starry City. Grandad said in a low voice, "It's too scary. Now I finally know why Lu is hiding." Vania and Mirandi were confused by the words of the three people. "What are you guys talking about? Is Lu's pet very special?" Kula said, "The plant-type pet of Lu is the one that destroyed Starry City." "What?" Vania said in surprise, "Didn't they say that the main body has been destroyed? The one in Lu's hand only has the strength of top-grade silver." Sang-kun said, "Now it seems that there should still be one alive at that time, but Lu found it." Just as Vania wanted to continue speaking, exclamations came from the surroundings. "What's wrong now?" Grandad said. Lu's pet beast suddenly disappeared. Vania looked at the arena. Sure enough, the extremely huge blood-red vine pet beast disappeared. Where did it come from? It should still be underground. When Quinn saw Lu's plant-type pet beast disappear from the ground, his face darkened. No one knew where the pet beast would attack him from the ground during the battle. However, the problem was that Lu did not violate the rules of the competition. "Are you ready?" "Yes." "Okay. Then I declare that the competition has officially begun." As soon as the referee finished speaking, Quinn immediately ordered, "Azure Eagle, Thundercloud Bird, surround and kill that Stormhawk immediately." Azure Eagle and Thundercloud Bird were already prepared. They were already flying around the Stormhawk in the air. After hearing the order this time, they immediately rushed towards the Stormhawk one after the other. A smile could not help but appear on the corner of Lu's mouth. Seeing the way that Quinn was going, was he trying to engage in close combat with the Stormhawk? With a piercing eagle cry, the Stormhawk flapped its wings and flew straight towards the Azure Eagle. At this moment, the Azure Eagle's entire body was wrapped up by the Azure Wind Escape. As for the Stormhawk, it immediately flashed out its shiny wings. In a flash, the Stormhawk and the Azure Eagle collided several times in the air, and fresh red blood was sprayed into the sky. Who won? A spectator raised his head to look at the sky and asked. There was no need for anyone to answer, because the Azure Eagle let out a miserable cry and directly fell from the sky. After the Stormhawk defeated the Azure Eagle, it changed its direction in the air and rushed towards the Thundercloud Bird. A black light flashed and disappeared, leaving the Thundercloud Bird as soon as it touched it. Quinn's last flying pet let out a miserable cry and spiraled down. The two low-grade gold flying-type pet beasts only lasted for a few seconds. When the flying-type pet beasts clashed, Quinn lost. "We lost. That eagle is too terrifying. What the hell is that thing? It looks like the Stormhawk, but it doesn't look like it. We lost two flying-type pet beasts. Quinn is in danger." The ending is exactly the same as the previous opponents of Lu. At this moment, Quinn also charged towards Lu. Just like the other opponents of Lu, Quinn had no other choice. At this moment, he didn't feel that the battle was over. When the Stormhawk arrived, he would have no chance. Underground, the blood-red vines instantly broke out from the ground. "Blazing Bear, burn it for me." The Blazing Bear received the order and opened its mouth wide. It spat out a mouthful of blood-red vines, but it did not cause any damage to the blood-red vines. The Blazing Bear was trapped by more than 30 blood-red vines. Seeing the blood-red vines that seemed to have grown out of hell, the Blazing Bear that was emitting flames was tied up. The audience exclaimed in surprise. "What? Those plants aren't afraid of fire?" Sang-kun and Kula crossed their arms as if they had known this would happen. If those plants were afraid of fire, they wouldn't have lost so many people back then. "Come on, Quinn, come on, you must win." Lu stood where he was and watched as Quinn charged at him. In the eyes of the audience, Lu was now like a great demon king. And Quinn was the warrior who wanted to slaughter the demons. Would a miracle happen? Bang, the entire stadium fell silent. Lu did not even dodge Quinn's attack. He forcefully withstood it with his body. What he returned to his opponent was just a punch. It was just a simple punch. Quinn rose into the air. He was sent flying. The referee ran to Quinn's side and checked his physical condition. He sighed lightly. Quinn is unconscious and has lost his fighting ability. In this match, Lu wins. Quinn, who had been placed in high hopes by the people of Skylight City, lost immediately. The audience did not cheer, they were all silent. As for the girls, they were all crying. It was as if Lu's punch had landed directly on their faces. Some of the outsiders who had come to watch the show were embarrassed to cheer when they saw that so many people were silent. They could only choose to follow the crowd and remain silent. Clap, clap, clap. However, just as everyone was silent, someone started clapping. The applause was very loud. Many people looked in the direction of the sound. However, they realized that the only person who was clapping was the guardian of Skylight City, General Paul of the Southwest region. Those people of Skylight City who wanted to curse immediately swallowed their dirty words. Paul stood up and laughed loudly. Not bad, not bad. It was a wonderful battle. Quinn tried his best, but Lu did even better. There is no doubt about his strength. He is the undisputed #1 this year. Like Quinn, Edward, and the others. Paul pointed out the other contestants besides Lu in one breath. Although you didn't win first place, in my eyes, you've already shown everyone your outstanding Beastmaster talent and superb combat skills. You're also the pride of the Southwest region. Some of the top 8 contestants were extremely excited when they heard Paul mention their names. Paul was the idol of many Beastmasters in the Southwest region. There's a long road in life. A momentary victory doesn't mean an eternal victory. I hope that after your defeat, you won't be discouraged. You have to carefully summarize your experiences, gain and lose, work hard to become stronger, and strive to become even more outstanding. Paul looked at Lu and said, "Next, let's give a round of applause to the #1 genius Beastmaster in the Southwest, Lu. He deserves this title." The higher-ups of the military behind Paul also stood up and clapped, and all the audience applauded. For a moment, the applause was thunderous. The general's words aren't wrong. Lu is also a genius of our Southwest. Yes, although I'd rather have Quinn win. A female supporter of Quinn applauded as she wiped away her tears. As the crowd applauded, Lu received the prize for this competition. 10 million Federation coins, a 70% discount VIP card from the Pavilion of Treasures. With 10 million Federation coins in his hand, Lu was in a good mood. The first round was good stuff. Paul walked up to the stage and shook hands with him personally. He was trying to recruit Lu. A talented young Beastmaster like Lu would be very popular no matter where he went. "Can you let me think about it?" "Sure, go back and think about it before replying to me," Paul said with a smile. "If you want to join, just go straight to the military and report my name." Military 993. After Lu left the stage, Sang-kun and the others came up to welcome him. "Captain, I got first place. You're amazing." Sang-kun hugged Lu tightly. "Not bad. You're indeed the strongest genius in the history of our 7-star city." "Not bad." Vania also jumped out to worship him and took out a camera. "Brother Lu, let's take a photo together." Lu did not reject it. "Let's talk when we get back." "Okay." After returning to the guest house, Lu and Vania took a photo together. Vania even asked for his autograph. Lu really felt like a celebrity. After Vania left, Lu started to receive the reward. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining a mythical grade talent, Crisis Sensing. Crisis Sensing. Myth. When the pet is in danger or is about to encounter a fatal attack, the sixth sense will remind the pet that a crisis is coming. Lu was pleasantly surprised to see this mythical grade talent. This crisis sensing talent was simply too amazing. Predicting a crisis would definitely allow his survival ability to increase by leaps and bounds. Then, without hesitation, Lu passed this mythical level talent to the Berserk Bear. It was precisely because this Berserk Bear had been on his body the entire time. Handing it over to the Berserk Bear was equivalent to handing it over to him. Ding! Your Berserk Bear has obtained a mythical guard talent, Crisis Sensing. Its growth potential has increased from low-grade Emperor to mid-grade Emperor. Next, there was another reward from the system. It could specify a talent that could increase a pet beast's talent. For this type of reward that could specify a talent that could increase a pet beast's talent by 1 level, Lu first chose the Peerless talent. This was because as long as he leveled up, his Peerless talent would increase to mythical grade. Lu looked at his 4 pet beasts and chose the Berserk Bear in the end because the ability to upgrade his Peerless talent made him envious. Ding! Your Berserk Bear's Peerless talent has been upgraded by 1 level. Your berserk bear has directly received a myth-grade talent, ringless ground. Ding, your berserk bear's growth potential has been upgraded from mid-grade emperor to top-grade emperor. Ringless ground. Hate the heavens without reins, hate the earth without handles. If the heavens have handles, if the earth has reins, he can lift them up for you. Of course, this was an exaggeration, it was just used to describe its strength. Lu felt the power in his body explode, and after this round of strengthening, the berserk bear was also reborn. Name: Berserk Bear. Talent: 1. Immortal Body, Myth, 2. Ringless Ground, Myth, 3. Crisis Sensing, Myth, 4. Rage Burst, Rare, 5. Sensitive Sense of Smell, Rare, 6. Spirit Resistance, Rare. Growth Potential: Top Grade Emperor, Strength Level, Top Grade Silver. Experience Points: 2,485,962 300 millions. Attributes: Beast, Earth. Loyalty: 99. Skills: 1. Violent Bear Paw, 2. Sprinting Assault, 3. Earth Wall, 4. Earth Armor, 5. Giant Bear Roar, 6. Sense of Smell Tracking. After seeing the magnificent talent of the berserk bear, Lu really wanted to laugh out loud. Of course, he held it in. After opening the door, Lu accidentally twisted the door handle off. He took a deep breath and looked at the handprint on the door handle. He felt a little depressed. He needed to learn how to control the sudden increase in strength. However, as long as he did not touch anything else, it should not be a big problem. Not long after, Lu found Sang-kun. He said directly, "Captain, General Paul said that he wants me to take up a post in Skylight City. What do you think? I think it's the same everywhere. As long as there are fierce beasts to kill." This was also the truth. Lu had a pet training system. As long as he continued to kill fierce beasts, he could improve his strength. He did not rely heavily on the resources of the outside world. Sang-kun thought for a moment and said, "From the perspective of 7-Star City, I don't want you to leave. However, from your point of view, I feel that Skylight City is more suitable for your development. Skylight City's economy is developed, and it's the center of the southwest region. You can obtain many precious pet beasts here. There are many experts in Skylight City. You can also receive more and better guidance." "Captain, let me continue." Sang-kun waved his hand and said, "Before leaving, the Guardian told me that if you obtain good results in the tournament and are recruited by Skylight City's military, he suggested that you join. To a genius beast master, vision is very important. Staying in 7-Star City for the rest of your life will only waste your talent. You're still young and have endless possibilities." Lu said in a low voice, "Did the Guardian really say that?" Sang-kun said snappily, "Would I lie to you? Of course not. You joined Skylight City as the top-ranked person in the Southwest. General Paul and the Southwest military will definitely value you and give you the best treatment. Joining Skylight City will definitely bring more benefits than harm." Sang-kun chuckled and said, "If you develop well in Skylight City, the Guardian might even ask for your help in the future." Lu replied, "I'll consider it very seriously." Sang-kun nodded and said, "Don't you like fighting and killing fierce beasts? You can directly join the strongest emergency response team in Skylight City. The emergency response team gathers a group of the best beast masters in Skylight City and specializes in dealing with the crisis in the major cities in the southwest region. They specialize in dealing with the troublesome fierce beasts in the southwest region. If you join them, there'll definitely be countless fierce beasts that you won't be able to kill. Of course, the emergency response team is the most dangerous." "I know." The next day, Lu came to Skylight City's military headquarters. After reporting General Paul's name, he only waited for a short while before someone brought him into the military headquarters. After seeing Paul, Paul even asked his secretary to bring him a chair. "Sit down and talk. All right, how is it? Have you thought it through?" The secretary brought a cup of hot tea for Lu. "Yes, I plan to join Skylight City." Lu did not waste any time and casually raised his conditions. "But one day, I want to go out for a walk. I hope that General can let me in." "Of course, there's no problem with that." Paul smiled and said, "If one day, you want to leave, it's definitely because I did not do my job properly or that I have a better opportunity. I definitely won't stop you. We also hope that we can nurture a strong individual." Paul said, "We also hope that there will be more outstanding juniors. In the end, The list in our hands will help us share the pressure and ensure the survival and reproduction of our people. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, I understand. Seeing Lu's serious look, Paul laughed and said, "You don't have to feel too much pressure. It's best if you work hard to make yourself stronger. That would be great." I understand. How is it? Have you learned about the situation in our Southwest Military Department? Are you interested in that position in our military department? Paul asked. You joined Skylight City in the name of the Southwest's #1 genius. You have the right to choose. I heard that the emergency response team is pretty good. Paul was slightly taken aback, then he laughed. You have a flying-type pet beast and the strength of a gold-grade beast master. You do indeed have the qualifications to join the emergency response team. However, you have to think carefully. The emergency response team is extremely dangerous. They travel around the major cities in the Southwest all day long, and the casualty rate is extremely high. Paul said seriously, if you go there, I won't be able to guarantee your safety either. After Lu heard that, he nodded seriously. I've already thought it through. I like to fight. Paul nodded. Wait for 2 days at the guest house now. I'll send you to arrange the rest for you. Thank you, General. Right, do you still have family? What do you mean, General? I can bring your family over. I heard that you're in 7-Star City. Starry City was destroyed. If there's a riot in the Anriz mountain range, 7-Star City will bear the brunt. If you bring your family over to Skylight City, it'll be safer with me in Skylight City. Paul said, many beast masters who joined our Skylight City want to bring their families to Skylight City, but we're very strict here. If it's you, there won't be any problems at all. Then I'll have to trouble you, General. With General Paul in Skylight City, it was indeed very safe. At least it was much safer than 7-Star City. Paul smiled and said, there's no such thing as trouble. I'll inform Malik in advance and get the conductor to personally pick up your family and ensure their safety. Thank you, General. Okay, you can go back. Lu walked out of the military headquarters and returned to the guest house to see Sang-kun. Sang-kun asked, is everything going well? Yes, very well. That's only natural. A young genius like you will be valued wherever you go, not to mention that you joined Skylight City as the #1 genius in the Southwest. Oh right, I want to send my family to Skylight City. Sang-kun nodded. He understood Lu's thoughts very well. If he had the chance, he would definitely send his family to Skylight City. Who wouldn't want their family to live in peace? Skylight City's operational efficiency was very high. That afternoon, an officer found Lu. Hello, Lu. Hello. My name is Alvin. General Paul asked me to arrange food and accommodation for you. Bring your luggage and follow me. Okay. With his luggage, Lu boarded the military vehicle and arrived at the inner city of Skylight City. Alvin led him directly to a beautiful small villa and took out a key for him. This is your residence. We've already ordered people to clean it. You can move in directly. Okay. As if he heard a noise, the villa's door was pushed open. 2 young girls dressed in black walked out. These 2 are your maids. Alvin said with a smile, we've also arranged for you to have a good cook and a gardener. Their salaries will be borne by our Skylight City. Greetings, Master. The 2 delicate and pretty girls bowed slightly. Hearing them call him Master, Lu suddenly had a feeling that he was a superior person. Was there still such a thing now? I should spend most of my time in the army, right? Lu said a little embarrassedly, I rarely stay here. It's actually pretty good for you to casually arrange a room like a guest house for me. Lu didn't pay much attention to how much he ate, how much he wore, or how much he ate. After living for 2 lifetimes, he had always been self-sufficient. He had never been served before. This is the standard set by General Paul. We have no right to change it unless you personally tell General Paul, Alvin said awkwardly. Most importantly, you joined our Skylight City first in the Southwest competition. Our Skylight City has to give you adequate treatment. Otherwise, when other Beastmasters learn of your treatment, they'll think that our Skylight City doesn't respect talents. Besides, don't you still have family? Yes, so I have to accept it. Lu could not help but laugh. Even Alvin could not help but laugh. There's no other way. You have to be considerate of us and General Paul. Besides, they also need this job. Alvin pointed at the 2 girls standing at the door. In Skylight City, it's actually not easy to find a good job. The 2 girls nodded desperately. Thinking of his family, Lu didn't argue anymore and accepted them generously. Having a big house and a few servants, strictly speaking, there was nothing bad about it. Anyway, he didn't have to pay for it. Alvin said seriously. General Paul asked me to tell you that if you need to change your pet or get a new pet, you can report it to the military. We also have a lot of precious beast eggs in Skylight City. And there are also some beast eggs with king grade potential. You can go and get one for free. Alright. If I need it, I'll go. With the nurturing system, each of his pet beasts had unlimited potential. Lou didn't plan to change his pet beasts. He had just reached gold grade, and only had a low-grade gold stormhawk. The berserk bear and the bloodthirsty hellvine were only top-grade silver, while the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was still at bronze grade. It would still take some time for him to become a platinum-grade beast master and sign a 5th pet beast. Back at the guest house, Sang-kun and the others learned that Lou had been allocated a villa in the inner city, and all of them requested to visit. Skylight City was the center of the Southwest City State. Every inch of land was worth gold. Ordinary outsiders wouldn't be able to obtain the right to stay in Skylight City at all. After Grandit finished visiting Lou's villa, he saw the 2 little maids, and his heart was filled with envy. Grandit had completely withered. He was only 19 years old now, a low-grade silver beast master. A platinum-grade beast master might be his lifelong goal. On the second day after visiting the villa, Sang-kun, Grandit, and Vanilla boarded the worm train and returned to Iron Fist City and 7-Star City. Lou stood at the station, sending them off. Vanilla stuck her head out of the window and shouted, "Big brother Lou, remember to look for me when you come to Iron Fist City in the future." Lou felt a little helpless when he was addressed as Big Brother Lou. He was 4 years younger than Vanilla. Sang-kun waved his hand and encouraged him, "Lou, do your best. You're the pride of 7-Star City. You can come home to visit if you have nothing to do." I will definitely go back to visit you and the Guardian." The centipede started to move its short legs and the centipede train started to move slowly. Lou watched the centipede train slowly disappear before returning to his own small villa. Just as he entered the small villa, Lou smelled the fragrance of meat. 2 maids welcomed him. One maid served Lou a cup of tea, while the other maid made him tea. "Master, the meal is almost ready." Lou sniffed and looked at the 2 maids with meat in their mouths. The 2 maids were a little embarrassed by Lou's stare, their faces blushing. They immediately lowered their heads. If Lou wanted them, they really wouldn't reject him. They already knew Lou's identity. The #1 genius beast master in the Southwest. The person General Paul admired was young and had a bright future. They didn't dare to think about his status. As long as they could stay by Lou's side and be his servant for the rest of their lives, they would be very satisfied. Of course, if they could get pregnant, that would be even better. It was not an exaggeration to say that Lou's nose was more sensitive than a dog's. The 2 maids looked up at Lou in surprise, then knelt in front of Lou and apologized. "I'm sorry, master. We just couldn't help it. We haven't eaten meat for a long time. Please don't replace us." "Forget it this time. Don't eat it secretly in the future." "Thank you, master." "Get up." "Thank you, master." The 2 maids stood up and behaved themselves. "Both of you go and do your work. I'm not used to people standing in front of me." Lou did not make things difficult for the 2 maids. He just wanted to give them a little beating to make them behave themselves. His mother and sister were come over. In the future, he would be away from home for a long time. Who knew what the servants would do if they were braver? This was for their own good. The 2 little maids ran into a corner of the villa, their expressions a little flustered. "How did master know that we were stealing food?" "I don't know. We've already rinsed our mouths. I heard that some Lord Beastmasters have amazing abilities. They can even see through people's hearts." "It can't be. You'd better behave yourself in the future. Our master is a genius." After a day of idling in the villa, Alvin finally appeared. He drove Lou away from Skylight City, heading to the emergency response team's base. On the way, he gave Lou a brief introduction of the emergency response team. The emergency response team consisted of 13 teams, each of which had around 100 people. The members of the emergency response teams were at least gold-grade beastmasters. Among them, the captain of the emergency response team, Banya, and the vice-captain, Barnard, were all powerful king-grade beastmasters. The captains and vice-captains of the 13 teams were all platinum-grade beastmasters. Apart from that, there was also a special operation team under the emergency response team. They were all made up of Star Glory grade beast masters. They rarely stayed in the emergency response team, and each of them had their own missions. The mission of the emergency response team was without a doubt the strongest beast master force in the southwest of the Illumination Empire Federation. However, their mission was also very dangerous. The main reason was that there were very few dangerous and powerful fierce beasts, and they were ready to support the big cities in the southwest that were in danger at any time. When they entered the emergency response team, the team leader, Banya, was out on a mission. The person who received them was the vice captain, Barnard. "You must be Lou." Barnard smiled. "My grandson told me about you. He said that you're very strong." "Your grandson is Quinn." Lou thought of his opponent who had been beaten up by him and felt a little awkward. "It's okay. In the arena, you are opponents," Barnard smiled and said. "Besides, Quinn said that when you hit him, you still held back. I heard that your fist is very powerful." "It's okay." After exchanging pleasantries, Lou was assigned to the 7th team. Alvin left after completing his mission. The captain of the 7th team, Elisa, was a platinum-grade beast master. She was a woman in her 40s. She had short hair, and people who didn't know her would think that she was a man. When he shook hands with her, Lou realized that she was very strong. Vice Captain John, also in his 40s, was a tall, thin man with a smile on his face. He was obviously more approachable than Captain Elisa. "John, help Lou settle down." "Okay." John arranged a room for Lou. The living environment here was obviously much better than that of 7-Star City's reclamation unit. Everyone had a single room and a toilet. They ate in the cafeteria, which was a bit like a guest house. John said, "If you need anything else, you can tell me. Our emergency response team's treatment is the best in the entire Southwest." "That's about it." "That's good," John said. "I'll introduce you to the others." John came to the small square where the 7th team was stationed. There were 7 or 8 beast masters chatting in the small square, with 3 gold-grade pet beasts beside them, lying on the ground, leisurely basking in the sun. John blew his whistle. The beast masters who were chatting hurriedly put away their pet beasts and stood in the middle of the small square. Soon, more than 40 beast masters walked out of their rooms. John explained, "Our 7th team has 78 members now, including you. We have 79 members. Some of them are on missions. We lost some of our men in the battle last time." "I understand." Lou's mood was a little heavy. The people they lost were definitely gold-grade beast masters. After the members of the 7th team gathered, John introduced Lou to everyone. "This is the new member of our 7th team, Lou." The members of the 7th team looked at Lou curiously. After all, he looked really young. John smiled and said, "Don't underestimate Lou just because he's young. He's the champion of this year's Southwest City State Young Beast Master Genius Tournament." The gazes of the members of the 7th team immediately change. The champion of the Southwest City State Young Beast Master Genius Tournament, which was held once every 3 years, not only represented Lou's talent, but also his current strength. "Lou, why don't you introduce yourself as well? Mainly introduce your specialties. This will be very important to your cooperation in future battles." "All right." Lou stood on the stage and said briefly, "My name is Lou. I'm a gold-grade beast master from 7-Star City in the Southwest. I'm good at sight tracking and olfactory tracking." When Lou said that he was good at sight tracking and olfactory tracking, the members of the 7th team looked at him seriously. There was nothing they could do about it. Auxiliary skills like sight tracking and olfactory tracking were very important when carrying out missions. This allowed them to avoid danger in time and effectively chase after the target of the mission. Not every time the 13 teams of the emergency response team went on a mission, a team of nearly 100 beast masters would be sent out together. Sometimes, the mission was simple and the danger level wasn't high. They would be flexible enough to send out 10 people or an empty team to carry out the mission. At that time, the captain of the emergency response team would try his best to arrange for a beast master who was good at scouting. All the gold-grade beast masters present knew very well that as the top genius of the Southwest, Lou must be quite proud of himself. Since he dared to say that he was good at sight scouting and smell tracking, his sight scouting and smell tracking abilities wouldn't be too weak. Beast masters like Lou, who was good at both fighting and scouting, were very popular wherever they went. Even John looked at Lou, feeling as if his team had picked up a treasure. In fact, Lou still held back. He didn't reveal his strongest mythical grade talent, crisis sensing. He still felt that it was better not to spread this ability. What if a human targeted him? Even if he did not mention it, when he joined the squad in the future to carry out missions, he could definitely warn the members of the squad when they encountered danger. It would not be a problem. At this moment, someone said, "Lou, can you let us test your vision detection and smell tracking ability? Let us have an idea." Everyone turned around and saw the team leader, Elisa, standing beside the square. "Sure," Elisa said to the members of the 7th team, "you guys go and disband first." Very soon, Elisa arranged for a specialist to check Lou's 2 great abilities. The data after the check shocked both Elisa and John. The detection ability was classified into 3rd class, 2nd class, 1st class, and special class. 3rd class referred to the divine beast that was born with a keen sense of smell but did not have a talent for smells. 2nd class referred to the divine beast that was born with a keen sense of smell and had a normal grade talent for smells. Although Skylight City did not know what the normal, rare, peerless, and mythical grade were, after hundreds of years of trial and error, they had also come up with a set of evaluation criteria that belonged to them. Lou's Berserk Bear had a rare grade sniffing talent, and its sniffing tracking ability was rated as 1st class. Lou's Stormhawk had a peerless vision talent, and its sight detection ability was rated as special class. "How is it? Are my 2 scouting abilities okay?" Elisa took a deep breath. In the entire Skylight City, there are less than 30 pet beasts that can be rated as 1st class with their sniffing tracking ability. That's quite a lot. Although rare grade talent was rare, the Southwest region was huge. The Skylight City Dojo had attracted countless excellent beast masters from the Southwest region, so it wasn't surprising that 20 pet beasts with rare grade talent and sense of smell had appeared. But in the entire Skylight City, there's not a single divine beast that can be rated as special class with its sense of smell tracking ability. Hearing Elisa's words, Lou seemed to have understood something. That's Storm Eagle's vision talent. 10 years ago, our emergency response team also had a pet that had the ability to see and track. It was rated as a special class pet, but during a mission, it was killed. Elisa looked at Lou and said, "Now, your Stormhawk is the only pet in Skylight City that has the ability to see and track. You have to protect it well. It's very important." Elisa's tone was very serious, as if the Stormhawk was a rare treasure. However, Lou also admitted that a peerless vision talent was indeed very precious. But did the Stormhawk really need his protection? In terms of escape, the Stormhawk with the mythical grade talent Dark Knight Meteor and Sword Wings was definitely at the top of its class. "I understand. I'll protect it well." "Okay, you go and rest," Elisa said with a smile. "If you need anything, just tell John. As long as it's not against the rules, he can get it for you." After Lou left, the smile on Elisa's cold face did not disappear. She looked at Lou's ability testing list and said with a smile, "You didn't expect that the captain would actually send a treasure to our 7th team." John whispered, "I reckon the head captain doesn't know about Lou's ability either." "So what if he knows? Once he enters our 7th team, he can't run anymore." Lou left the head captain's office. Just as he walked to the small square, a beast master from the 7th team waved at him. "Lou, what's the test result?" The 7 beast masters present looked at him with smiles. Lou smiled and said, "Pretty good. Welcome to our 7th team. My name is Bruce. You just joined our 7th team. If you have any questions, you can ask me." "That's perfect. I want to ask, can we usually leave the military camp?" Bruce asked, "Is something the matter? I want to go out and hunt fierce beasts. I recently signed a new divine pet, and its strength is still very low. I want to take it out to fight and improve its strength. Of course, our emergency response team doesn't have missions every day. We also have to go out to hunt fierce beasts to improve our strength." Bruce said, "But when we go out, we need to report to the captain. We need to tell them where we are going. We also need to put a locator on our bodies, in case we can't find people when we need to go out on missions." Put a locator on? This management was much stricter than the reclamation unit. Lou felt a little awkward, but he was relieved after imagining it. Anyway, he was hunting fierce beasts, so he didn't do anything that couldn't be seen. "Then I'll go to John and face the fierce beasts over there." "I'll go with you." Bruce smiled and said, "After resting for 2 days, I also want to go outside to exercise my muscles and bones. I'll take you to understand the situation around Skylight City." "That won't be a problem. Bruce brought Lu to see John. John only told Lu to pay attention to his safety and asked Bruce to take good care of Lu before letting him go. After walking out of the military camp, Bruce put the locator into his pocket and said with a smile, "It seems that Vice Captain John values you very much. Maybe it's because I'm young." Lu also put the locator in his pocket. "That's possible." The two of them summoned their flying pets and flew up into the sky. Lu took a glance at Bruce's Azure Eagle, which had the strength of an upper gold grade, and roughly knew the other party's strength. Bruce recognized Lu's divine pet at a glance. "This Stormhawk of yours seems to have a metal attribute as well. It must have mutated." "That's right. Then consider yourself lucky." Soon, the surrounding area became sparsely populated. The two of them flew out of Skylight City, the surrounding safe zone. The low-level fierce beasts on the ground also gradually became denser. The two of them headed north. An hour later, Bruce pointed to the tall mountains and dense forests in the distance and said, "This is Hepping Valley. There are a lot of powerful fierce beasts in there, and they're more suitable for us gold-grade beastmasters. However, you mustn't go too deep. Not only are there king-grade fierce beasts in there, it's said that there are also emperor-grade fierce beasts. Even our general doesn't dare to go too deep." After circling around Skylight City, Lu knew that even Skylight City, the center of the Southwest City-State, was not completely free from the threat of the fierce beasts. "Brother Bruce, do you know about the Enris mountain range?" "I do." Bruce nodded. "I heard that the fierce beasts in the depths of the Enris mountain range are not weaker than those in Yandang Mountain. However, most of the powerful fierce beasts have their own territories. They rarely run around." Great. Hearing this information, Lu felt that it was better to bring his mother and sister to Skylight City. Following Bruce, he roughly understood the situation around Skylight City, and the sky was almost dark. After returning to the barracks, Lu followed Bruce to eat a meal in the canteen. The food in the canteen of the emergency response team was really good, and there was even a gold-grade fierce beast meat supply. They could eat as much as they wanted, and there was no limit to the supply. After eating, they could even receive a portion of the fruits after the meal. Those fruits after the meal were all fruits borne by plant-type fierce beasts. Long-term consumption was very beneficial to the beastmaster's body. However, Lu also knew that it was all earned through hard work. At 7 in the morning, Lu got up on time and had breakfast in the cafeteria. Then, he went to Vice Captain John's request to leave the military camp to hunt fierce beasts. After filling in the destination and putting on the locator device, Lu rode the Stormhawk to the periphery of Hepping Valley. He saw a group of more than 500 large bronze-grade azure cloud horses. Lu jumped down from the back of the Stormhawk in midair and landed steadily on the ground. As usual, he let the Stormhawk rise into the clouds to be responsible for reconnaissance. Lu summoned the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. Under the sunlight, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's wings reflected a brilliant light. The more one looked at it, the more beautiful it became. "Go hunt." Lu patted the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's small head and said, "Among my 4 divine pets, you are the weakest." The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly nodded with some grievance. It flapped its beautiful large wings and flew toward the group of azure cloud horses. Soon, the 7 azure cloud horses left the group of horses. They walked into the forest and stood in front of the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly was lying on a withered tree. It stretched out its mouth part and stabbed into the head of an azure cloud horse, sucking it up. "Dang! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has killed a low-grade azure cloud horse. Express, 300. Dang! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has killed a mid-grade azure cloud horse. Express, 1000. Dang! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has killed a low-grade azure cloud horse. Express, 300. Lu was lying on a large rock near the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, bathing in the morning sun. This was what beastmasters were supposed to do. The corpses of 7 azure cloud horses lay beneath the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's feet. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's 2 large eyes pierced through the bushes, and another 8 azure cloud horses left the herd of horses and entered the forest. Stepping on their companions' corpses, they walked up to the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly and stretched their long necks, sending their heads to the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's wet mouthparts dripping with white brain matter. There was another sucking sound. Ding! Your divine pet, rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly, has learned a spiritual skill, spiritual barrier. Hearing the system's notification, Lu told the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly to continue fighting. Spiritual barrier was a defensive skill with 360 degrees and no blind spots. It was very suitable for the weaker rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly. An hour later, the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's spiritual power was almost exhausted. Its lower body was filled with the corpses of the azure cloud horses. The azure cloud horses in the distance still didn't notice that they had already lost more than 70 companions. Has you reached your limit? Lu noticed the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly's weakness. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly nodded. Spiritual control was a skill that consumed a lot of spiritual power. The rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly controlled 7 fierce beasts at once and used it 10 times consecutively. It was already very strong. Lu was focusing on training its mind control ability. Not bad, you've done your best. Come back. After digging out more than 70 bronze-grade beast essence crystals, Lu sat on the Stormhawk and continued to head towards the interior of Hepping Valley. Stormhawk, fly a little lower. Don't go deep into Hepping Valley. Help me search for silver-grade and gold-grade beasts. It's time to level up the Berserk Bear. Lu was not worried at all about the upgrade of the bloodthirsty Hell Vine. As long as this fellow could find groups of fierce beasts, its leveling speed would be extremely fast. The Berserk Bear's leveling speed was relatively slow. It was also the most useful to him. Of course, he had to prioritize it. The Stormhawk's flying speed was extremely fast. Because it was flying at a low altitude, Lu could only see green shadows flashing across the ground. About 10 minutes later, the Stormhawk suddenly changed its direction and began to glide slowly. Lu saw a green giant python scuttling through the bushes on the ground. This giant python was so huge that it was almost as big as the centipede train. Lu only took a glance and got the data of the giant python. A gold mid-grade giant python was born with powerful defense and strength. It was very good at close combat. Fly above it. Just as the Stormhawk flew above the giant python, Lu jumped down from the sky and aimed at the giant python. At this moment, the giant python also noticed Lu. It flicked its tail. Its tail slapped towards Lu in the air. The giant python's tail carried a strong wind howl. As long as the enemy was hit by its tail, they would be crushed into pieces. However, Lu was not flustered by the giant python's tail. He raised his right hand, violent bear paw. Bang! With an explosion, flesh and blood splattered in the air. The giant python let out a miserable cry. It dragged its bleeding body and struggled on the ground in pain. With just one punch, Lu directly blew up the giant python's tail. Lu looked at his own strength. It was definitely on the giant python's body, however, he did not expect it to be so much stronger. With a stomp on the ground, Lu leapt up. In midair, he kicked the head of the giant python. Bang! With a loud sound, the head of the giant python exploded. Ding! Your divine pet, Berserk Bear, has killed a middle-grade gold giant python. Express, 10 million. Ding! Your divine pet, Berserk Bear, has learned a skill, Power Burst. Power Burst. In a short period of time, the pet will increase its physical strength by 3 times. After using Power Burst, the pet will enter a weakened state. The duration of Power Burst and the duration of weakness will be determined by the pet's physique. Seeing the Power Burst skill, Lu just wanted to laugh 3 times. Power Burst, it was really suitable for the Berserk Bear. Originally, after having the myth-grade talent, the Berserk Bear's strength was ridiculously strong. Once it used its Power Burst, it could increase its strength by 3 times. How powerful was this? Most importantly, the duration of the Power Burst and the duration of weakness were determined by the Berserk Bear. The Berserk Bear's physique had the mythical grade talent, Immortal Body. The physique of the Berserk Bear was also ridiculously strong. Lu felt that he could rip off the head of a platinum-grade fierce beast. After being happy, Lu looked at the headless giant python that was still struggling after losing its tail and sent it flying with a kick. This was the disgusting thing about snake-type fierce beasts. However, at this moment, Lu suddenly remembered something. He had just kicked the head of the giant python. Where was its gold-grade crystal core? Stormhawk, have you seen the crystal core of the giant python? The Stormhawk nodded. After a while, it returned with the crystal core in its mouth. Well done, Lu praised. It had to be said that good eyesight was really useful. Lu stayed in Heping Valley for 15 days, slowly upgrading the rainbow-colored glazed psychedelic butterfly to middle-grade silver. The Stormhawk and the Berserk Bear also gained experience points during the battle, but their leveling speed had obviously slowed down. After finding a good opportunity, Lu had also upgraded the bloodthirsty Hell Vine to low-grade gold. After a day of battle, Lu returned to the camp. He took a cold shower and had dinner in the canteen. Just as he was about to go back to rest, he heard the assembly bell from the loudspeaker. Lu put down his plate and followed the other members of the 7th team out of the canteen and into the square. Elisa and John, the captain and vice-captain, were already standing on the high platform in the square. Lu took his place of the team according to the formation. None of the members of the 7th team said anything. He was a little embarrassed to ask anything. After a round of roll call, the 7th team had 79 people, and only 53 people were present. Some of them were out on missions, and some went home for vacation. Elisa stood on the stage and said loudly, "Our mission is here. This time, our mission destination is Mita City." Today, the Guardian of Mita City reported that the fierce beasts in the nearby Orvis Mountain had a riot. He hopes that our Skylight City can send people to support them. Mita City has not seen a fierce beast riot for 5 years. General Paul takes this matter very seriously, and ordered Captain Banyard to send 2 emergency teams to Mita City to wait for backup. Our 7th and 10th teams have been selected to go to Mita City for backup in case of a possible riot of the fierce beasts. You have half an hour to prepare. Dismissed. As soon as Captain Elisa dismissed him, Lu returned to his room and sat down without packing anything. His personal belongings were all placed in his space bag and all of them sat on his flying-type pet beast to take off. At this time, Lu also saw the members of the 10th team. In the darkness, they all stopped in midair. Lu. Elisa's voice came from the front of the team. Lu immediately had the Stormhawk fly to the front of the team. Captain, you are in charge of the team's reconnaissance work. Have your Stormhawk fly high in the sky and pay attention to the surrounding movements. Have it report the situation to you at any time. Elisa ordered, "You sit on my black gold eagle." Okay. Lu jumped onto the black gold eagle from the Stormhawk. The black gold eagle glanced at Lu and did not care anymore. Stormhawk, fly high up in the sky and report the situation around me at any time. The Stormhawk nodded and directly flew up in the sky. Many members of the 7th team followed the Stormhawk and directly saw the Stormhawk disappear into the dark sky. Someone exclaimed, "It's so high, it seems to be in the clouds." I heard that the Stormhawk has an excellent vision detection ability. Doesn't that mean we can sleep without worry? You're not afraid of death, you can try to sleep. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Elisa's black gold eagle was a platinum-grade pet. It had a wingspan of more than 30 meters, and its back was extremely wide. Lu found a place not far from Elisa and sat down. Time's up. Let's go. The 7th team took the lead and flew towards the south. Team 10 followed closely behind Team 7. Elisa's black gold eagle flew at the front of the team. She would spread out a map from time to time to carefully determine the direction and lead the team forward. Lu looked at it curiously. Elisa smiled and explained to him, "On the way to Mita City, we will pass by many territories with powerful fierce beasts. On my map, I have marked the safest route that we have explored. This way, we can avoid being attacked by powerful fierce beasts. Oh, let your Stormhawk scout in the sky just in case. Some powerful fierce beasts are not really staying in their territories. There will always be something special." I understand. After flying for 2 days, Lu felt a little bored. But at this time, he suddenly felt his heart palpitate. He held his chest and frowned. Looking around, he found nothing. At this time, the Stormhawk suddenly sent him a message. There was more than 20 adult azure eagles flying in their direction. The adult blue eagles were almost all platinum-grade beasts. Lu learned from Bruce that there were many azure eagles living in the depths of Heping Valley. Every year, there were fearless mercenaries who risked their lives to enter the depths of Heping Valley and steal the azure eagles' eggs. More than 20 azure eagles would definitely cause heavy casualties to their 2 teams. What's wrong? Elisa also noticed his strange behavior. Lou immediately informed her of the news from the Stormhawk. Elisa didn't ask anything. She immediately ordered, "Black Gold Eagle, land immediately. Everyone, return to the ground immediately." Seeing Elisa's Black Gold Eagle land, the other members of Team 7 behind Elisa received the order and immediately followed suit. Team 10 behind Team 7 also followed suit. In just 2 minutes, over 100 gold-grade Beastmasters had all stopped on the ground. "There's danger in the air. Keep your pet well and hide immediately." The 100 or so Beastmasters kept their pets well and quickly hid under the thick trees. A burly middle-aged Beastmaster asked, "Captain Elisa, what's wrong?" "Lou's Stormhawk has detected danger," Elisa asked. "Right. Your Stormhawk is still up there. Is it dangerous?" Lou replied, "Those azure eagles fly lower. The Stormhawk is fine." The burly middle-aged Beastmaster glanced at Lou and smiled at him. "Our people haven't detected it yet. I've heard of your Stormhawk. Train it well." Hearing that there was danger in the air, the 100 or so gold-grade Beastmasters held their breaths and looked at the sky through the gaps in the forest. Soon, a strong wind blew past, and an adult azure eagle flashed past above the heads of over 100 Beastmasters. Soon after, 2 more adult azure eagles followed closely behind. Behind the 2 adult azure eagles, there was a large group of 17 azure eagles following closely behind them. They were also flying extremely fast, quickly flying past the heads of Lou and the others. When the azure eagles' main group no longer appeared, Elisa stood up from under the tree and said in the direction where the azure eagles had left, they should be courting. Courting? Lou was a little puzzled. He had never seen an azure eagle in 7-Star City. The burly man smiled and explained, "The azure eagle is a fierce beast that lives alone. Every year during the courtship period, the male azure eagle will chase the female azure eagle. The female azure eagle is usually bigger than the male azure eagle, flying faster and stronger. If the male azure eagle wants to obtain the right to mate, he has to rely on his own strength to catch up with the female azure eagle." Lou was puzzled. What if he can't catch her? If he really can't catch it, the female azure eagle will stop and choose the first one to arrive. Fortunately, Lou found it early this time. Otherwise, our 2 teams would have suffered heavy losses. Vice Captain John also stood up. "The azure eagles during courtship are very aggressive. Once the ritual is disrupted by us, they will definitely attack us crazily." Elisa nodded seriously. "Let's get to know each other. Bill, the captain of Team 10 of the emergency response team." "Captain Bill, nice to meet you." The 7th and 10th teams set off again. The Stormhawk was still flying in the clouds, paying close attention to the fierce beasts that appeared in their sight. Along the way, they encountered a huge lizard that was as big as a mountain. However, with the warning of the Stormhawk, the 2 teams went around again. After 10 days, they finally arrived at Mita City. The area around Mita City was dead silent. There were no farmers farming in the large amount of farmland. There was no smoke coming from the chimneys of the villages and small towns. It was obvious that the people here were either evacuated or hiding. When they arrived at Mita City, the 2 emergency teams were warmly welcomed by the guardian of Mita City, James. Lou and more than 100 members of the emergency response team were arranged by Mita City to live in a military camp in Midtown. Of course, the conditions were not as good as those in Skylight City, but they were also clean and tidy. It was obvious that they had been carefully cleaned. Elisa and Bill left the emergency response team and went to see the guardian of Mita City, James. Lou and the others were left to clean up their rooms and prepare to stay. After cleaning up, Lou walked out of the room and saw Bruce, who was next door. "Brother, how long do we have to wait here?" When Lou and the others came over, they did not find any fierce beasts attacking Mita City. "It's hard to say." Bruce lazily leaned against the wall and continued, "We have encountered this kind of mission before. When we arrived, the fierce beasts had already begun to attack. Sometimes, we need to wait for a few days or more than 10 days. These are all uncertain. However, most of the time, when the headquarters city asks for help from Skylight City, there will definitely be a fierce beast riot. After all, there are so many headquarters cities, so they have enough experience to make a judgment. What if the beasts don't attack? Then continue to wait until there is an even more urgent mission that needs us." Bruce laughed and said, "What do you think we are being magnanimous in the face of an emergency? We are firemen. Wherever the Southwest needs us, we will rush there. Yes, however, you don't have to worry too much. Wherever we go, we will be provided with good food and drinks. Those guardians of the base cities are extremely enthusiastic. Of course, they had to provide for the members of their emergency response team. After all, when they encountered a crisis, they still counted on them to contribute. Bruce suddenly looked at Lou with a smile. Have you ever touched a woman? Of course, Lou understood what Bruce meant. Do you want them to arrange a big sister for you? Bruce asked. Forget about that. Ha ha ha, I'm just kidding. Bruce laughed and said, now is definitely not a good time. If the mission is over and you're resting, that's not a problem. I can take you to see it. I'm too young now. I don't want to think about those things. Well, not bad. Bruce patted his shoulder and said, you are much stronger than me. Back then, when I just joined the army, I was taken in by my big brothers. Not long after, Elisa and Bill appeared in the center of the camp and asked the two teams to gather. Elisa said loudly, according to the information from Mita City, there has been a continuous beast roar coming from the Orvis Mountain in the south of Mita City. It seems that the amethyst rhinoceros sleeping in the Orvis Mountain has just woken up. Every time the amethyst rhinoceros wakes up, it will devour a large number of fierce beasts in the Orvis Mountain. The fierce beasts in the Orvis Mountain might be driven by it and rush out from the Orvis Mountain, forming a beast tide. The guardian of Mita City has personally gone to investigate. In 2 days or 1 day at most, the first wave of fierce beasts that rushed over from Orvis Mountain might reach the safe zone outside Mita City. He has already set off a level 1 alarm and ordered all the civilians outside the city to withdraw into the city. Fortunately, the few cities around Orvis Mountain are quite far away from Orvis Mountain. Even if the fierce beasts rushed out of Orvis Mountain, the impact on the other few cities will not be too great. With their strength, they can withstand it. We only need to be responsible for helping the defense of Mita City. Everyone rest well for the night. Tomorrow, we will head to the south of Mita City. Disband. More than 100 emergency response team members immediately disbanded. After a while, 2 trucks from the Mita City Army arrived. More than 10 strong soldiers carried buckets of dishes that emitted a human fragrance down. An old soldier shouted loudly, "Friends of the emergency response team, it's time to eat." Hearing that it was time to eat, Lou and the others followed him out. After traveling for more than 10 days, they hadn't had a good meal. The old soldier said with a smile, "Our guardian knew that you were coming, so he killed a platinum-grade beast in advance to replenish everyone's energy." Hearing that there was meat to eat from a platinum-grade beast, many members of the emergency response team smiled. Gold-grade beast masters rarely ate the meat of platinum-grade beasts. The meat of platinum-grade beasts was rarely sold on the market. It was usually surrounded by a bunch of high-ranking officials. The members of the emergency team lined up neatly. Under the arrangement of Mita City's military, Lou received a small iron basin that was even bigger than his own face. A chef with a large waist scooped half of the iron basin rice for Lou. He came to the iron basin where the vegetables were stored, and another chef used a large horse spoon to scoop a large spoon of platinum-grade beast meat for Lou. Seeing that Lou was about to leave, he quickly shouted, "Wait, there are still 2 more spoons." Another 2 spoons of fierce beast meat, which made Lou a little afraid. Almost all of it was fierce beast meat, only a few unremarkable side dishes of small potatoes. Couldn't he just shake it a little and order less? There were still dishes at the back. The chef looked at Lou and smiled. "Brother, look at how thin you are. This is for you." The chef enthusiastically placed a large piece of rib in Lou's bowl. "Thank you. Eat more." After a round, the small iron basin in Lou's hand was piled up until it was pointy. The only vegetarian dishes were a few white radishes. He glanced at the other gold-grade beastmasters. They were almost the same as him. Back in his room, Lou finished all the food in the small iron basin. He felt a little bloated. However, the taste was really good. It was much better than the food in the canteen of their emergency response team. After putting the small iron basin into the recycling area, most of the other emergency response team members lazily picked their teeth and chatted for a walk. Lou ran over and listened to their bragging. When it was 10 o'clock in the evening, everyone returned to their rooms. At 6 o'clock in the morning, they gathered at the camp and had a rich breakfast. Then, they left the camp with the 2 team leaders. More than a dozen military cars were lined up at the entrance of the camp. More than 100 members of the emergency response team jumped onto the carriages. The military cars were activated and drove toward the south gate of Mita City. After leaving the middle-level area and arriving at the outer city, The speed of the military cars slowed down significantly. Lu and the others stood on the military cars and could see the civilians on both sides of the street. Most of them had their families with them. They brought their luggage with them and there were cotton quilts on the ground. They stood on both sides of the street, looking curiously at the dozen or so military cars before them. The members of the emergency response team were dressed in neat military uniforms. The people's gazes were filled with reverence. Most of these people were ordinary civilians from the various towns and villages that had retreated from Mita City. There wasn't enough space for them to settle down, so they could only squeeze by the side of the street. They were also very curious about Lu and the others' identities. Who are they? They look so imposing. Beastmasters from our Mita City. No, they're from the Skylight City Emergency Response Team. I heard that they're very strong. Even the weakest one is a gold-grade Beastmaster. These are the reinforcements the Guardian invited. Of course they are. Our Guardian is really amazing. When I become a Beastmaster in the future, I'll join the emergency response team as well. It feels so cool. Lu gradually averted his gaze from the commoners. Right at that moment, a black shadow attacked him. Sneak attack. Lu subconsciously stretched out his hand, grabbing the black shadow that was attacking him tightly. He looked at his hand. It was a bunch of bright-colored roses. The petals of these roses were still stained with dew, exuding a rich fragrance. The members of the 7th Emergency Response Team who were in the same car as Lu saw this and burst into laughter. Lu looked up and saw a long-haired girl with delicate features lying on top of an open window on the 2nd floor. The long-haired girl's skin was fair and her face was red. She tried her best to summon up her courage and waved shyly at Lu. Bruce laughed and said, "She's trying to show her love to you. Why is no one throwing flowers at me? You're too ugly." Yes, Lu is the representative of the 7th team. A few days ago, someone said that he wanted to introduce his daughter to Lu. An officer in charge of maintaining order saw this situation and quickly jumped up. He said apologetically to Lu, "Sorry to disturb you. We'll arrest her immediately and give you an explanation." The girl on the window saw that the officer was looking at her, and her expression was a little panicked. She seemed to realize that she had made a mistake. "It's fine." Lu waved his hand and said, "She didn't mean it." Seeing that Lu didn't intend to pursue the matter, the officer immediately changed his words. "Then we will criticize and educate her. This kind of thing cannot be repeated." "We'll do as you say." Lu exerted a little strength and steadily threw the roses back onto the girl's windowsill. The pretty girl's eyes were filled with disappointment. The military vehicle turned a corner, and the window disappeared from Lu's sight. They arrived at the southern city wall of Mita City. At this moment, the soldiers of Mita City were on high alert. The gold-grade beast masters of the 2 emergency response teams listened to Elisa and Bill's arrangements and joined the gold-grade beast masters of Mita City. Lu was standing at the South City gate, standing behind Elisa. In front of him were the guardian of Mita City, James, and Bill. He looked at the distant Orvis Mountain and thought of the amethyst rhinoceros. He heard that the amethyst rhinoceros's strength was even above king grade. There was once a king grade beast master who wanted to kill the amethyst rhinoceros, but not only did he fail, he even lost 4 king grade divine pet beasts. "Lu, check out the situation around Mita City." "Alright." The Stormhawk appeared and flew directly into the sky above Mita City, quickly disappearing. Even if there were no clouds in the sky, ordinary gold-grade beastmasters wouldn't be able to find the Storm Eagle. James looked at the sky and curiously looked at Lu. Elisa asked, "What's the situation?" "The first batch is flying-type beasts, and a large number of demonized sparrows. The strongest ones are 4 platinum-grade azure eagles, and there might be other platinum-grade beasts. They will arrive in 10 minutes. According to their flying direction, they will arrive at Mita City in 10 minutes. Due to the amethyst rhinoceros crazed killing, the beasts of Orvis Mountain were enraged due to fear. Their target was obviously not Mita City. However, they would pass by Mita City. Just the beasts passing by would be enough to deal a devastating blow to Mita City. For example, if the 4 azure eagles passed by Mita City, any of their skills could cause heavy casualties to Mita City. Guardian James, get ready for battle. The platinum-grade flying beasts in front. Let's try to make them take a detour." Elisa said, "Let them deal with the other beasts." "Alright." Speaking of which, this was the first time Lu was facing a beast riot head-on. He was a little nervous. 10 minutes later, 4 azure eagles appeared in his field of vision. James, Elisa, and Bill led 5 platinum-grade flying beast masters and charged over. The remaining 2 vice captains of the emergency response team didn't make a move. Lou had witnessed the battle with his own eyes. The 3 of them had killed 2 of the 4 azure eagles, while the remaining 2 fled in another direction. The 3 platinum-grade experts didn't chase after them either. Instead, they welcomed the platinum-grade fierce beasts that were passing by. Following that, another 7 or 8 platinum-grade fierce beasts passed by, but they were all killed by Elisa and the others. Or they were forced to take a detour. After a round of battle, the 5 platinum-grade beasts of the 3 of them were also injured, and they had expended a lot of energy. Their platinum-grade pet beasts weren't as freakish as the Stormhawk. Gold-grade flying-type beasts are about to appear, Lou shouted. They'll appear in 5 minutes. Elisa looked at the gold-grade beast masters on the city walls. Now, it's up to you guys. Alright. In the emergency response team, the beast masters of Mita City summoned their gold-grade flying-type pets one after another. Lou's Stormhawk slowly descended as well. Gold-grade fierce beasts were hard to come by even in the Hepping Valley. At this moment, Lou naturally wanted the Stormhawk to reap a wave of experience. Elisa saw Lou's Stormhawk and knew what their plan was. She said with concern, "Don't let that baby go." Elisa's platinum-grade black gold eagle flew directly to the Stormhawk's side. Was this meant to protect the Emperor? This treatment was ridiculously good. The platinum-grade divine beast would protect it at all times. Damn, Elisa still had to worry about his Stormhawk. 5 minutes later, the gold-grade flying-type fierce beasts appeared in front of everyone. As far as their eyes could see, there were more than 300 of them. James ordered, "The main thing is for them not to crash into the Mita City. Do not attack from other directions. If they want to leave, let them go. Attack freely. Do not attack your allies." As soon as the group of gold-grade flying-type beasts appeared, they were attacked by over 200 gold-grade beasts and 5 flying-type beasts. As for Lou's Stormhawk, it was also mixed among the divine pets. Ding! Your divine pet, Stormhawk, has killed a low-grade gold soaring sparrow. Express, 3 million. Hearing the continuous notifications from the system, Lou suddenly began to like the missions of the emergency response team. That was because the range of activity of every gold-grade beast was relatively large. Even if Lou had the Stormhawk, it would be relatively difficult for him to search for gold-grade beasts on his own. How could he be like this, waiting for groups of gold-grade beasts to come to him? After a round of bombing, the gold-grade beasts from Orvis Mountain also launched a fierce counterattack. In the sky, the emergency team and the flying-type beasts from Mita City engaged in a fierce battle with the gold-grade beasts. Flying-type pets and beasts kept falling from the sky. On the other hand, Lou's Stormhawk was as fast as the wind, leaving afterimages behind as it evaded the long-distance attacks that were flying towards it. It spread its wings that were as sharp as blades and glided across the battlefield with ease. Wherever it flew past, gold-grade fierce beasts' wings were sliced off and their bellies were cut open. They screamed miserably as they fell to the ground. The killing efficiency of the Storm Eagle was no less than that of a platinum-level pet beast. Elisa was also staring at Lou's Stormhawk. When she saw its terrifying speed and blade-like wings, she was completely relieved. She could see that Lou's Stormhawk was extremely powerful. It was the best gold-grade flying pet that she had ever seen in her life. Ding! Your divine pet, Stormhawk, has leveled up to middle-grade gold. Ding! Your divine pet, Stormhawk, has learned a wind-type skill in battle, Storm Shield. Storm Shield. When the Stormhawk breaks through the air and flies at high speed, it uses wind elemental energy to form a wind elemental shield around its body. As the Stormhawk flies faster and faster, the defense of the Storm Shield becomes stronger and stronger. When Lou received the system notification and looked at the Stormhawk in the sky, he found that the Stormhawk was covered in a layer of green light. That was the Storm Shield. Soon, more than 300 gold-grade beasts were either killed or turned around and fled. However, the flying-type divine pets in Mita City and the emergency team also suffered heavy losses. The Stormhawk rose high again, and Lou did not forget his mission. Elisa asked, "How is it?" Lou took a deep breath. 10 minutes later, the platinum-grade ground system beasts will appear. Elisa immediately ordered. 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to go back to your flying pet. Immediately go. Although beast masters had their own beast space, it wasn't enough. They couldn't keep their pets back into their beast space anytime and anywhere. Beast masters had to get close to their pets. Gold-grade beast masters wanted to keep their pets about 10 meters away from them. In the battle with gold-grade fierce beasts, some gold-grade divine pets died in battle, but most of them only suffered some serious injuries and fell from the sky. It was impossible for gold-grade beast masters to abandon the flying-type pet beasts that they had painstakingly nurtured. Under Elisa's command, the flying-type beasts charged at the beastmasters who were still alive and commanded their flying-type pet beasts to bring the beastmasters who needed to retrieve their pet beasts to the battlefield to retrieve their pet beasts. With their telepathic senses and the cooperation of the flying-type pet beasts of the other beastmasters, almost all of the beastmasters were able to retrieve their surviving pet beasts. Bill looked at Lou and smiled. "It's fortunate that we have your Stormhawk. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to give precise commands." Elisa nodded. Lou could only accept such a compliment. 10 minutes later, the last gold-grade beast master returned to the city walls. At this moment, the first wave of platinum-grade fierce beasts appeared in the field of vision of the defensive troops. Running at the front were 3 shadow night leopards. They moved at a ghostly speed. Each step could cover nearly 100 meters.